make it soft, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on?
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean?
What is this?
What's what?
Is this talkSPORT merch?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God, he's got a shirt. You've now got a shirt on. You're kidding me. What is this shirt? What is this?
I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just knocked this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy is good.
What's your club or country's sliding doors moment? Its meaning originating from the 1998 rom-com of the same name, a sliding doors moment in football terms is simply a question of what might have been. An incident in a game where, had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeats in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
Had enough. 6 and Ray Parlour has left the studio. Good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. You can buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade events today. Good morning. My name's Shebahn, and for Alan Brazil, back for the first time in 2 weeks, it's Ray Parlour.
How you doing, Shebahn? Nice to see you. You okay?
Great to see you.
I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Another brilliant day's football, and obviously you are running a marathon, which is amazing.
I know. I can't believe today on the show we have Paula Radcliffe in for a little chat. Like, she is my upbringing. But she's what I know from a marathon from when I was young. Yeah. You know, you like watch her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now she's in for a quick.
It's amazing what sort of pace they do. You know, the top end. If you got on a treadmill and you put it up to say 17, that's a sprint. Yeah. That's what they sort of run. The men's one, watch they go round in. Obviously, the women are very fast as well, but the men's one is
rapid.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
How they carry that pace all the way around.
I saw my friend yesterday, and he said he's doing 7-minute miles.
Yeah.
I said, Eamon, how are you doing that? Like,
that's good.
I'm double that. At least.
No, but it's all about getting round, and I think the crowd play their part. I mean, people come out in force. It's going to be a lovely weekend. I think it's going to be nice and cool for you as well.
I know.
So it's going to be lovely today and tomorrow, and then it cools down on Sunday, which is great for the runners because you don't want it too hot. Mm-hmm. But I think the crowd is just get you round. And
I know.
It'd be interesting to see if you do another one after.
Do you know, I'd never say never. Never say never, no. But I think it's so much commitment. You know, from December, it's been nothing but half marathons every week.
That's amazing.
And up to 17, 18 miles. And I think I'm ready for that to be out of my life.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I get.
But you will get a buzz out of it as well. I mean, you get a buzz by running round. As I said before, Casey's good advice to that is when you get back to Tower Bridge, make sure you take in all the crowd and the noise and all that sort of stuff. So. No, I'll be watching it, so hopefully I'll see you on TV.
I'm having those dreams, Ray, this week where I've been waking up and I dreamt that I'd missed it.
You're going to win it?
And I was trying to find the start line and everyone had finished.
Oh.
And like those kind of anxiety dreams or fever dreams.
No, you'll be fine. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Once you get there, you're going to probably, when you start, you might have a few people around. Obviously, you might start talking to people, and you might run a little bit with certain people.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Do you want to run with me?
Nope. People.
Now, I have an idea. Why don't, if Arsenal win the league this season, why don't you do it next year?
I don't think I could get round.
You could.
I know. I think the training.
Very fit, man.
I know 6 kilometres I do, and that's enough for me.
That's what I used to do.
That's enough for me because I just do it to keep my belly down a little bit, I suppose. And I'll go straight to I run to get my car usually down the pub. That's my, and it's a really good thing to do because once you've had too many drinks, you can't drive. And obviously I'll get a cab home. And then the next morning I wake up, my car's at the pub.
So you run back.
And I'll go run and get it.
But I think that's a good idea, guys. If Arsenal win the league, Ray does the marathon. I think that's fair. Let's do it. Would you do it?
No.
Come on, Ray.
No, it's too hard. I really,
I thought we had him.
No. I really do appreciate what you have to do to do a marathon. And as you rightly said, you've been doing 20-mile runs, 18 miles.
18's the furthest I've gone.
That is too tough for me.
It's long. It is long.
It is unbelievable. Do you know the oldest person? I heard it on Paul Ross's, I think, show earlier. 88 years old.
Right, if an 88-year-old's doing it, why ain't you doing
amazing.
it? Check yourself, Parlour. Listen, I'm in the right place for all the advice this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we've got some good advice for you later.
Katie's done it. Emma B's doing it. Chris Evans has done it. And the weekend that Chris Evans was doing it, he popped in to see Alan Brazil for some tips.
As always, as my running guru, any last-minute tips, Al?
Don't wear gazelles.
No. As I said to my daughter, kick off quick and have a little break halfway and then finish strong.
Which is the opposite of all the advice.
And don't look ahead, look down, look at the ground. It goes quicker.
None of that is right.
What? It is.
You start off slow.
No, you kick off.
You get quicker.
You don't start slow, you kick off.
No, you get injured.
And have a little break. No, you don't. What do you know about marathons? Right, you kick off.
What do you know about marathons? You've done half.
Excuse me, when I was a kid, I was a better runner than you.
No chance.
I was. What? I was that second fastest time.
And his dad could fight your dad.
Oh,
and his granddad could fight your granddad.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you can imagine that.
By the way,
I could run. Make no, forget me now. I could run. Don't you worry about that, Parlour.
All right,
When the bill come.
Can
Brilliant. Absolutely. Did you hear that? So look down
Look down
your
and start fast.
Start
Said
fast.
nobody ever.
and have a little break
I know,
halfway round. So you have a little deck chair around. You have a little sit down, have a cup of tea or something.
Do you know Al said it when I told him that I was doing the marathon, because his daughter Michelle, she loves marathons.
Oh, she's very good.
She gets that kind of bug.
Yeah.
But Al said he did 6-minute miles.
No, he was a good runner, Alan, back in the day.
That's great.
I don't like to tell him that, but he was pretty good.
The amount of times you see Al pop up on social media, he doesn't know these things exist, but pictures of him back in the day, it's amazing.
He had a good turn of pace.
Yeah.
Good turn of pace.
So maybe
But
we
he done in gazelles as well, which probably not the right training for you to do a half a marathon in.
Honestly, mine are platforms. I'm so flat-footed. Listen, more marathon chat coming up the show a little bit later on. If you are doing it, if you know someone who's done it, if you've got advice for me, then feel free to share it with us. I do appreciate all the best wishes along the way as well. But Paula Radcliffe with us a little bit later on.
What are you going to have for dinner the night before?
Pasta.
Yeah.
I like 3 bowls of pasta the day before. I'll have pasta tonight as well. Just carb load. Ray.
Yeah.
Be a big fat pie. Can't wait. Okay, let's talk about Arsenal then, because last time we saw you,
I'd love to talk about marathon.
let's do 4 hours of marathon, shall we? It's a marathon for Arsenal at the minute.
Yeah, no, look, it's a situation. I thought they played all right at the Etihad. I thought they was a little bit unlucky. That got, Eze's effort on when he hit the post, and they hit the post twice, didn't they? So if that goes in, it could have been a different game. But, Man City have been there and done it. I've always said that. And they've got players who've got there over the line. And that's my worry. I was very pleased the other night. Everybody expects them to beat Burnley, but maybe by 3 or 4 goals. And it was only 1. So it could come down to goal difference, which is very important. But they've got to play this weekend. They've got Newcastle, obviously, going to which they ain't in great form themselves. But they've got to go out attacking. They've got little bit, let the handbrake off a little bit and say, right, if they can get a good win this weekend and get some goals, and the Emirates gets going again. They've got Fulham after that. I know they've got Atletico in a week as well. The next 2 games are massive now. Yeah. Because look, every game's massive, but you need to start scoring a few goals, and they've got Everton away. Their next league game, which is a difficult game. Everton. We all know at Everton, David Moyes has done a brilliant job at Everton. So that's not an easy game for Man City.
Like I say, Newcastle have struggled this season, so Arsenal would see themselves getting the better of them. But Ray, I've said it since the start of the season. Are they mentally up for it?
Well, they've got to be. I mean,
but is this a better position for them to be in now?
I do believe when I won my first one, 97-98 Premier League, we did have a lot of players around us who've been there and won trophies. I mean, Tony Adams. I'm looking behind me. I've got Tony Adams, Steve Bold, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterburn, David Seaman, who've won it in 91 with Arsenal. So you do need players like that. But what an opportunity. And as much as people saying, oh, they're going to bottle it, they've still got an excellent chance of doing it. I do put Man City slight favourites at the moment because of the momentum of what they've been doing in recent weeks. But I still think they've got these next 2 home games are massive. And then they obviously go to West Ham. They've got Burnley at home as well. So I wouldn't swap the run-in, what Arsenal have got, to Man City's, if I'm being honest.
I know, but you've lost to Wolves, Ray. That's where I do look at Arsenal's running and go, are these harder games for this team to get up for? I know you don't have an excuse now.
No.
It's 5 games left.
There's no excuses.
It's all or nothing. But we've seen them wobble against teams that they should beat.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Bournemouth game was really bad, if I'm being honest. I mean, it looked like Bournemouth had a game plan. They sat there and made it hard for Arsenal. But you got to mix it up sometimes. Mucking about at the back with it. I said, Mr. Midfield out sometimes. Go up straight up to the front, man. Hold the ball up, and then you'll push up the pitch. Yeah. So you can't keep playing out from the back all the time. You got to mix it up and maybe go a little bit longer from the back on occasions. Then the other team know, sometimes they're going to mix it up. We might have to drop off a little bit. Yeah. So it's too predictable at the moment. And I think they've just got to mix it up a little bit. And if they can do that, and again, this weekend is vital. If they can get a win, I know Man City in the FA Cup semi-final, but if they can get a win on the ball this weekend, a good win against Newcastle, then it, suddenly the spirits go up, the fans and everybody about the club, and that's what they need at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, coming up for you on talkSPORT Breakfast, we're going to turn our attention to the back pages as the Chelsea fallout continues. Can they attract a top manager to replace Liam Rosenior? We'll get Ray's thoughts on that next. Good morning.
Vincent Kompany's side, who won their 35th Bundesliga title at the weekend, have made adding another winger this summer a top priority. Gordon's thought to be open to a move to the Bundesliga, even though a starting spot the Allianz is not guaranteed. Sources reveal the England international has already spoken to Harry Kane about life in Munich. Newcastle United reported to be willing to sell, providing their valuation of at least £75 million is met. Do you think that there's a possibility that Bayern might balk that valuation, Coisty? 75 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, he's a,
No, a good player.
Fully fledged England international.
Oh, 100%, mate. 75 million. Far too much. Far too much. Good player. I like him. Hasn't shown any level of consistency in the league. I would say best form's been in the Champions League or certainly Europe. Would he be interested in going? You better believe he would. I mean, if you're Anthony Gordon, crikey, a move to Bayern Munich.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How do you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Backpage review on talkSPORT.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Shebahn Aherne and Arsenal legend Ray Parlour with you today. All over the papers this morning, exclusive interviews with Southampton defender Taylor Harwood-Bellis ahead of his FA Cup semi-final against City tomorrow. That's live for you here on talkSPORT, by the way. However, Haaland is apparently the least of his worries because he's speaking about having Roy Keane as his father-in-law.
Oh, right, yeah.
To be fair, he's got a point. He's set to marry Roy's daughter later on this year.
Wow. Good.
Anybody, Joe's dad, was he frightening at the start? Or did
no,
you have
not really.
any family members who were like,
No, I mean, no, good as gold, their family, really. I mean, boy's all right, isn't he?
he's a big softie.
Yeah, I mean, he was a top player, wasn't he, as I said before, on the pitch. But I think off the pitch, he's good as gold, boy.
Yeah.
I think he'd be all right.
I met his daughter, and she's so nice. Just a really sweet girl. And I think that shows me that your dad's sweet as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Roy's good as gold.
Imagine that, your father-in-law, though. And he's going to have to do a speech and everything. Father of the bride speech and hammer him.
Well, he's a good speaker, Roy, isn't he? I mean, I like him on the TV. I think he's great. He's to the point, isn't he? He don't hold back. Whatever he sees, he says.
He's the best.
Which is great. That's what you want to hear from the pundits, really.
How are your daughters? You've got 4 daughters, right?
I've got 4 daughters.
4 daughters. Any of the boyfriends intimidated by you?
No, not at all. I take them out, don't I? I'll get in trouble usually because I take them out. They can't keep up usually. It's ridiculous. But no, they're good as gold. I mean, they're all pretty good kids. They've all got decent jobs and they've got futures. But no, I don't intimidate. I'll keep out of the way, really. Yeah. I'm just in the background, if you know what I mean. Let them get on with it. But no, they're all good. They're all good. And family occasions, it's always nice when we go out and whatever. It don't happen all the time though, because they've got their own little lives now, haven't they? Yeah. I've got my own little life myself, and they've got their own little lives, which is great. All we're there is to support them, Shebahn. If they need a bit of help, a bit of advice, They don't come to me.
Go with a mum. Exactly. Katie's here for a look at today's back pages. Good morning, Katie.
A very good morning, guys. A very good morning. How are we both doing this Friday?
How you doing, Katie? I'm just worried about Shebahn. She's a little bit worried about this weekend, but you've done it. You've done it. It'd be
I was
brilliant.
worried, but he's worried for him.
Yeah, I'm worried for her.
You just got to enjoy it, forget about a time, and just soak up the atmosphere.
She's got her shoes off already in the studio.
The feet are breathing.
They're breathing at the moment.
I mean, I had far too many gels last year. It was like 34 degrees. It was so hot. And then there's these little fountains you can go under. So not only are you drenched, but then you have all these gels and they keep you going.
Did you?
I'm more worried about what pub Jamie's going to be in.
Oh, I know.
You know, to watch you run past.
Yeah. And also, I've got to say, I will let you into a little secret. There's a blue line all the way through the London Marathon. So that's 26.2 miles. Now, it's probably impossible to actually do the 26.2 because you've got to stick to that blue line. So I think I ended up doing 27.5.
What?
Because I was so far away from the blue line.
No,
so you've got to
Katie.
try and stick to that blue line, Shebahn, as much as possible.
Get there early.
I got to Big Ben and I was like, I've done a marathon. And I was like, I've still not even finished it. So you end up doing more than the 26.2 So just stick to that blue line.
That's a great tip. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's okay. As I found out the hard way.
I'll be following the light.
Yeah,
It's nice knowing you all, honestly. Oh, God.
So in terms of the back pages this morning, dominated by Chelsea, really. Chelsea's shower show on the back page of The Sun. Blue Chiefs face fight to lure Andoni Iraola. This is Chelsea fans facing a battle to convince Iraola to be their next boss, with Blues legend John Terry fearing that the Crisis Club will not be able to attract a real top manager to replace Liam Rosenior, who was sacked on Wednesday. Do you think that Andoni Iraola would be a good fit for Chelsea?
Well, it's a big step up from Bournemouth. He's done a wonderful job at Bournemouth. The position they're in, the financial situation, they have to sell most of their players every single season, don't they? And they've always compete. They're always up there. It's a step up, but I think he could do it. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
he's going to have plenty of offers.
He's a young man to do it. Absolutely. What he's done, the job he's done at Bournemouth, he's done a fantastic job. He really has. But there'll be a few in the. I think Cesc Fabregas is another one.
Would he leave Como though? Also, lovely part of the world.
Well, the problem you got is Chelsea's a massive club. We all know that. But does a manager want to go in there with the owners, what they're trying to do at the moment? I don't know if it's a great job for someone to go into. I know, of course, it's a prestigious job because it's Chelsea Football Club, but they've got to have the full backing of the board and they've got to run it themselves. The manager's got to run it, really. Where do upstairs run it more than the manager? That's why Liam Rosenior come in, because he's probably getting told what to do half the time. So that's the problem we're going to have. You ain't going to get Pep Guardiola's and that being told what to do. The good managers don't get told what to do. They do what they want to do. And that's been the biggest point. I think that's why Maresco left in the end, because he was getting told what to do too much and he was getting fed up with it. If you're a manager, you get employed to be a manager, you got to upstairs say, right, we trust this guy, we've got to let him get on with it. Well, I think that's the big problem with Chelsea at the moment.
Iraola has already had a number of offers. This story in The Sun saying he's a man in demand and has turned down approaches from Crystal Palace already. We also know there were reports that he wanted, to go to Athletic Bilbao. Well, I've been reading this morning that they've opened advanced negotiations with former Borussia Dortmund head coach Edin Terzic regarding their managerial vacancy. It's just whether he does come, stay in England or he goes
Marco Silva
back to Spain.
Would he be at Fulham? I don't think he signed a contract.
Not signed a new contract just
There'll
yet.
be a lot of Arne Slot. What happens with Arne Slot this summer?
I mean, Andoni Iraola is linked to Liverpool.
Oh, right.
As well, isn't there? There's a little bit of chat there. There's some sort of connection. Tony Cascarino was speaking about it last weekend. You wondered if he would be holding out for something like that. But if Chelsea are looking for a yes man, who is the answer? Because I don't see any of these guys being a fit, because they've been successful because they've been able to take the reins, as you say.
Yeah, and that's the big problem. Chelsea have the board have got to really come to it and say, look, the next manager we pick, we got to let him get on with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not working at the moment the way we're trying to do it.
Another story on the back page of The Sun. City eye swoop for Enzo, not Enzo Maresca, Enzo Fernandez. Man City are keeping an eye on Fernandez's situation at Chelsea. The midfielder's future, Stamford Bridge, is in doubt after a difficult few weeks under Liam Rosenior, leaving him out. And obviously the reports that it was speaking to Real Madrid. City have been keeping tabs, the £106 million ace for quite some time now. Fernandez to City? What do you reckon?
Well, it's a replacement for Bernardo Silva, isn't it? So they need to get someone in that midfield area. He's leaving at the end. It sounds like he's leaving at the end of the season. So, yeah, he would do a decent job. He's a good player. There's no doubt about that. So, I'm sure Pep. All eyes will be on Pep Guardiola, not signings at the moment. What does Pep do at the end of the season? Do you think he'll stay for another season? I think he will.
If he wins the league, I think he'd be tempted to. If he doesn't, I think he'll take it another sabbatical.
I mean, it's a new team, isn't it? Really, when you think about it,
Yeah.
he might well say, "Look, I've got a new team now. Let's give it one more shot." It'd be interesting to see if they do win the league this year. He might say, "Well, I've done all what I want to do. I want to go out on a high. I want to go out on a high, like Sir Alex Ferguson did, didn't he?" 10
years of City and Pep.
Sir Alex done that, isn't he? When he won the league, he said, "That's it."
That's it. Yeah.
It's an aging. It ain't an aging team really. I mean, he got some really good players there now. Rodri's obviously the one who's probably aging a little bit, but other than that, they've got Haaland's still in a young man, isn't it? Semenyo's you signed, Gay, they've got some excellent players still. So Pep might say, "Look, I can go down as one of the best managers ever for the Premier League's history if he stays and wins another few trophies."
Yes, and just quickly here, Frank Lampard, the commentary chief admits that they face a battle to keep Frank Lampard amid links to the Chelsea job. So commentary face a fight to keep Frank Lampard this summer after the promotion to the Premier League. Ray, if you're Ray, are you staying with commentary? Are you
you're staying with commentary.
Yeah, because that's what you've built. That's what you've kind of seen to promotion, and you're in the Premier League. So why
I'm not
would
saying
you leave?
Frank won't be Chelsea manager one day again, but he's done such a brilliant job, and they give him an opportunity. I like a little bit of loyalty sometimes, and Coventry deserve an opportunity to have Frank Lampard as manager next season. And Frank will be really excited about what he can do. The board trust Frank. They will give him some funds to spend next year. And let's see how he does next year. Let's hope they do really well. Coventry must be absolutely buzzing the supporters. They're really, because it's a big club, I remember playing Coventry quite Highfield Road back in the day. And they've had some great players over the years. So Frank will definitely stay at Coventry. There's no doubt about that.
Katie, thank you so much for that. We're going to turn our attention to talkSPORT's exclusive commentary tonight. It's Sunderland Forest. We're looking ahead to that one. How much would it mean to Sunderland to get European football? We'll find out next with their club legend. Kevin Ball is with us on talkSPORT Breakfast.
But the most important thing for him and Man City fans is they are now top of the Premier League. How does that make you feel as an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I didn't watch the game. It's one of them.
I'm surprised you didn't, because with 5 minutes ago you'd have got very excited about it.
Yeah, no, but it's one of them where I expect when I saw them go one up after 6 minutes.
Yeah,
I went, here we go.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what it means? But it's one of them where you have to just go, okay, fair enough. And I understand where some supporters are coming from when they say it's the best possible outcome, because if Man City had gone to Burnley and beat them by 6 and you look at the goal difference, you're going, oh my goodness. But now everything is level apart from goals scored.
See, this is what I don't get. So we've got a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it ticking away last night.
Oh, did you?
But Luke, who's a diehard, a devout Arsenal fan, he's nuts about Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
He actually said, he quoted what you've just said, actually, it's the best possible result Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, the best possible result is Man City losing.
But obviously that was never going to happen.
No, but also with 5 minutes to go, but then best possible result was Burnley nicking an equaliser.
Yeah, apart from Man City getting beat or drawing, they were the best two. But in terms of this scenario, 1-0 was perfect.
Yeah, but 1-0 is always better than 2-0, better than 3-0. So it's a little bit of a pointless saying.
Well, it's not, because if they go...
The best possible result we could have hoped, that's a lie.
Well, no, the best is...
It's the worst win.
Yes, but it's the worst, best result we could have hoped for. Because 1-0 against Burnley...
That's such a bad claim.
Okay, if they're going to be 8-0.
I know, but here's the thing, right? And one more Billy made this point. I'm not going to...
Sport is often filled with people trying to make a quick buck, often at fans' expenses. But sometimes someone on the fringes comes up with an exhibition idea that goes down a storm. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Mallorca 2007. Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer compete in what was dubbed the Battle of the Surfaces, a unique idea that reportedly almost got cancelled at the last minute when worms got into the grass. An 11th hour turf delivery got the match on, and despite some dodgy bounces on the new green stuff, Rafa and Roger slugged out a 3-set epic. Tennis has a history of exhibitions too, with the Battle of the Sexes in 1973 captivating audiences worldwide as Billie Jean King took on the former world #1 men's player Bobby Riggs, who talked down the women's game. Billie Jean King won. In motorsport, there was Monzanapolis in the 50s when American Indy cars went up against European F1 cars. But perhaps the best exhibitions have been the charity ones. In 1998, legends like Mike Atherton, Sachin Tendulkar and Glenn McGrath turned out at Lord's for a one-dayer in memory of Princess Diana. And since 2006, we've had Soccer Aid, which has raised an incredible amount of money. And if you get to see the likes of Jose Mourinho taking out Ollie Mers, then what's not to like?
How's it going? Good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. You can get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. You can check it out online now. My name's Shebahn Aherne for Alan. Ray Parlour is here as well. Talk has been ramping up lately as to who deserves to be named the Premier League Player of the Season. But move over Declan Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Antoine Semenyo and all the usual suspects. Darren Bent from Drive thinks a Brentford player should be in the mix.
I would go for someone, if in that type of concept that Jill Scott's talking about, I would go for like Igor Thiago from Brentford.
He's been above and beyond.
He has been unbelievable.
How many goals has he got?
I think
he's second on the Premier League list.
He's got 21.
I think he's second.
Yeah, he's the first Brentford player to go to 21 Premier League goals because Ivan Toney at 20, Visit at 20, and Mbeumo at 20.
Unbelievable.
Do you know what I mean? And Brentford are now on the cusp of Europe. I know they're 9th right now, but if you look at where they are on the table, I mean, they're only, 2 points over 6th.
Jill Scott had said Jared Bowen from West Ham maybe for player of the season.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of
quite see
candidates. No, I can't see Jared. He's had a good season, and he's a lot to do with West Ham do stay up. It'd be down a lot to do with him. I can see Darren what he means there. I mean, Thiago's had a great season.
Unbelievable.
He's been fantastic. You know, you look at strikers. There's a lack of strikers, really, isn't there? Across Europe, really, is not top strikers. I was having a chat with someone down the pub the other day, and I said, in my era, we had so many great strikers. I mean, you look at the England team. You had Shearer, Sheringham, Ian Wright, Robbie Fowler, Les Ferdinand. I'm missing loads out as well, by the way. But we had so many top class strikers. Now it's really hard to find a top class striker, isn't it?
I think if it's a player and it's an individual accolade, there are players who have been brilliant this season. Like even look at Brighton striker Danny Welbeck.
Yeah,
An excellent season.
Brilliant. Another cracking goal when he come on the other day against Chelsea. People will always look at who wins the league and maybe as a player out of and Semenyo's been superb. I mean, for Bournemouth,
He'd be a worthy winner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been brilliant at Bournemouth as well. And obviously he moved to Man City, which is a big step up. You know, you're talking a massive step up there. I'm not disrespecting Bournemouth, but you're going now to title-winning sides and players are totally different in that team. And he's looked like he's just fitted in perfectly. So he's got to be up there. I'm going to put my Arsenal hat on as well. Declan Rice has been superb. this year. Gabriel's been great. You could argue Ray has been excellent in goal. I know he's had his moments, but he's been superb over the season. But it's nice to look at teams like Brentford and say how well they've done, because everybody thought at the start of the season, as soon as they lost their manager, they lost Mbermo, they lost some top players. Norgard, the captain, have lost. And Keith Andrews come in, he's done a brilliant job.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to be up there manager of the season.
I think that.
You know, you'd always look at whoever wins the league, this, that, whatever. But if they can somehow get into Europe, and with what they've lost, the players-wise, he's done an unbelievable job.
Yeah, I actually think a number of us, including myself, probably owe an apology to Keith Andrews, because I remember sitting here when he got the job and went, set Pete's coach, good one. Like, this is not going to work, you know, and there was a small amount of people who backed it. Everybody else went, well, that's Brentford.
No, I said let him give him a chance. That's what you got to give someone, because how do you get your chance? And he's got his chance and he's took it. Now, there must have been a really good relationship between him and the players, and someone's seen that and said, well, why can't he step in and try and give him a go? Yeah. And look, you could argue, you can go out and buy managers abroad and this, that, whatever, and they've done really well, but it doesn't always work. So if it's looking at you and he's part of the team anyway, give him an opportunity, and that's what's happened. And he's gone from strength to strength. He's done a brilliant job.
Yeah, like you say,
it's nice to see as well.
Your man Thiago, outstanding.
Yes,
the
21 goals, brilliant, unbelievable.
Fair play, Brentford. Now there's a massive game for you in the Premier League tonight, and it's live and exclusive as ever here on talkSPORT.
It's finished. Forest 4, Burnley 1, easing their relegation worries.
This is the time to go there and to prove that, and we have the supporters with us.
Plays it to the edge of the box, Xhaka deflected and in! Goal within 44 seconds in the second half!
We hit this target, this 40-point target early in March. Strong moments, tough moments as well, but we managed this season really well.
Faced up by the goalkeeper, he chips it into the far corner, and Nottingham Forest are back in the game, and Morgan Gibbs-White comes up with a super finish.
Obviously the gap is a little bit easier, but this is the Premier League, every game is difficult.
So a win for Forest tonight would take them 8 points clear of Spurs, who are in 18th in the Premier League. Well, for Sunderland, they could leapfrog Chelsea up to 8th in the race for Europe. I mean, we were talking there about perhaps underestimating Keith Andrews. It was the same, possibly, for Reggie Labrie. And Sunderland, he could be up for manager of the season as well, to be fair. Join us now for more on this, as two-time league champions with the Black Cats. A very good morning. Kevin Ball, how are you, sir?
How you doing, Kev?
I'm very well, thank you. Tired. I cannot believe he's got me out of bed this time of the morning.
Thanks for coming on. We love you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good, thank you. Very well, thank you.
Yeah, Kev, just looking at Sunderland, what a season. I mean, you must be absolutely buzzing, because it's got great support. You know the club inside out, and they've had their ups and downs during, their reign as in the Premier League. Then they come out of it, but now they're back in there. The fans have come back in, and Stadium of Light is a fantastic ground to play at anyway. But it's been electric, isn't it, this season? And what a performance.
To be fair, Ray, it's been amazing. I've got to be honest with you. I think as in from the end of last season, how it ended, how we won the playoff final, how you get into the Premier League again, how it's gone in the Premier League. Obviously, winning the doubles over our local rivals helps as well. It's been a fantastic season. Would it have been one that everyone would have expected at the start of the season? I'd love to have spoke to about 10 different people and said, come on, all write down what you think will happen this season. And I doubt very much any of them would have expected it to happen.
Yeah.
However, in the same token, credit's got to be given to the club, everybody behind the scenes, in every aspect as well, not just on the playing side, the club itself. It's been fabulous, and long may it continue.
Kev, it's just all about the recruitment as well, isn't it? I mean, we've seen so many players, go out, spend big money, teams, and Chelsea, prime example. You look at players they've bought in, and it hasn't always worked for certain players. But Sunderland have really done well, haven't they, in the transfer window? I mean, Xhaka has been excellent in midfield. As skipper, you all know he knows the Premier League inside out with Arsenal. So that was a great signing. But other players in that team have really stepped up who've come in.
I think if you look at the start of the season, first support or anybody involved in football looked at the recruitment, the amount of players they bought and the amount of money they spent. Everyone's probably looking, thinking, Well, how are they going to make that lot gel together? How are they going to make them all have a common goal? You know, they'll all have individual aims, but you've all got to have a common goal to make sure you either stay or progress in the Premier League. And even I was looking at thinking, God, he's got his job to get that lot together. Collective goal, but they've done it. And credit to, honestly, I know like we always tend to say to the manager because he's there, or you know, their recruitment or whoever like that, but I think credit's got to be given to everybody within the club to have made it work as well as what it has done this year. And if they've got it right, it'll continue next year, which is equally, if not more important.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're just looking to stay up, the job that they've done to be where they are on the table is magnificent. Looking ahead then to tonight at home against Forest, how do you see this one going?
I'd like to think we'd win. I think it'd be a difficult game because I think every game in the Premier League is a difficult game, and you sometimes don't know how the game's going to pan out. But it's a game that I would like to think we'd have a great chance of winning, but that's not to underestimate the fact that Forest want to win the game as well. So hopefully it'll make for an entertaining game. But sometimes in the Premier League it goes opposite, and it becomes like a game of chess and very close, and it's a weird game. I'd like to think tonight either team might actually open out and go for it and give us a good entertaining game.
Yeah, but one player, again, I've got to speak to you about, Kev, he's Dan Ballard. He's been great at the back, isn't he? I mean, his endeavour and everything about what he's done this season, he's surprised so many people, hasn't he?
He's like an older player from a bygone era, but with modern qualities, shall we say. The man's a warrior. He's a winner. You know, what I've seen him do, watch him in games. You know, you talk about everybody giving 200%. I've never believed in that all my life. I said everybody can only ever give 100%, but he aims to give 100% in every game. And I look at him and I think he's enjoyed that, you know, especially if he wins a header, a tackle, or smashes somebody, fairly, sometimes unfairly, which I quite enjoy as well. But he just does it to win. And I like that. You know, I love players. You know me, Ray. I'm the style of player I was. But I love watching players with skill. I love that element of the game. But I also like players that are out-and-out winners whose skills lie in other areas, a bit like mine, shall I say. But Dan's been outstanding this year.
Yeah. Are you still going over there, Kev? A lot of the old players still going over? And it must be great to see all the old players coming over and really enjoying the atmosphere and what's happening with Sunderland. Yeah, I mean, I work on a match day as an ambassador now, do other stuff for the club when asked and that, which I thoroughly enjoy. Having been away from the club for a little while and gone back in, it was lovely to see everybody, and the difference in everybody's vibe was fab, because all of a sudden that has gone from challenging times, shall we say, but they finally got out the Championship back into the Premier League. But everybody goes to the game. We all want the team to win. The day itself, though, is also great as well. You know, the pre-match entertainment, everything about the whole day is good. Fantastic,
And seeing everybody makes a great occasion at the stadium, especially the night games. I like the night games as well. But it's been brilliant, and seeing all the lads when you go back in there. And the nice thing is you're looking at people and talking to them, and you're not sort of saying, what do you reckon? Do you think we'll win tonight? And, you know, do you think we get the points? We need to stay up. And, you're all sort of not negative talking, you're factual talking. But now you go there, how are you? Oh, what a great game that was. And all of a sudden you go home with a big smile on your face, which, let's be honest, hasn't always been like that in the past.
Yeah, and the Friday night games are great as well, because you know you're going to get the weekend off if you win. Fantastic. You can have a night out, Kev, can't you? Friday night, happy days.
See, that's the good old days, Ray. Like, we win tonight, the gaffer give us a couple of days off, especially the weekend too, right?
You run a little bit more, didn't you, Kev?
Yeah, of course you do.
Kev,
nothing wrong with...
Go on.
No, I was going to say, you're right, Ray, that the game tonight, they win that. It's the sort of game where the manager says, well done, see you Monday, or maybe even, if I'm honest with you, see you Tuesday, because like you, Ray, everybody likes a win bonus, right? That's natural, that's part of life. But if you say to a footballer, do you want a couple of quid for winning a game or an extra day off, I'd pretty much say 100% of them would go, we'll have the extra day off, because they work that hard over the course of the season. A day off is a godsend. And how you choose to spend it, Ray,
is
entirely up to you.
That was my problem.
Kevin, thank you so much for your time this morning. Get back to bed, okay?
You both.
Take it easy.
Take care, you both. Bye.
Take care. Sunderland legend there, Kevin Ball, with us this morning.
Good player, Kev, back in the day.
Good guy. Sunderland Nottingham Forest is live and exclusively for you here on talkSPORT tonight. Still to come for you on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins.
Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
We're getting pumped for the London Marathon. It's match day -2. If you're running, if you know someone who is running, then tune into talkSPORT Breakfast. Stay with us because 3-time winner. She won it 3 times.
Unbelievable. Great runner.
God, Paula Radcliffe is going to be with us in the show a little bit later on. And with one of the biggest sporting shows of many people's childhood coming to an end in Football Focus, we're going to be joined by a man who hosted it
Legend.
for 20 years. Bob Wilson.
Bob. Love Bob.
I know. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
The big news is that Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis. And that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley. And then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosenior, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosenior sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years. And it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking.
Sam Ryder! Please welcome back Will Traeger. You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I've missed coming on your show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your...
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. My name's Shebahn Aherne Ray Parlour is here as ever on a Friday morning. So you do run still, but what's your running tune? Do you listen to music?
I don't listen to music. I should do. You're right.
Mike's over there, Ray.
Sorry, I don't listen to music. I'm just trying to put my earphones in. No, I don't really. I don't run far enough. I think if you go really long distances, I think you should have music or something to keep you going. But 6K, you're doing it in half an hour. 28, 29 minutes for half an hour.
Hey, come on, do the marathon, man.
No, it's too far. I don't think I could do it.
You'd have it done in 3 hours, I've no doubt.
What?
You would?
No.
You're doing 6K in half hour.
No, do you know what? As I said before, I will go down to watch it, and I really do appreciate what people go through to get fit to do it, but I just don't think I could do it.
Are you going to come and watch on Sunday?
Sunday.
Traitor! No, I don't want you there.
I don't know where the best place to watch it. Katie might be able to help me here. Where did your boyfriend watch it? Did he come watch it when you done it?
Yes,
is there certain places where you watch it?
Big signs that said you've got great legs, and stuff like that. I know. My friends were quite funny actually.
Did you?
Shanna ran was
That's
another
good.
sign.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. So I basically looked for
look
the
at that.
signs, and then I was like, where are? Because basically you've got rows, and you can't see your friends towards the end of the race. So I was just looking for the
Is
signs.
Tower Bridge the best bit?
Tower Bridge is the best. Yeah, that was my favourite moment. If there's anything I can say, it's just like take your headphones out and just the roar from the crowd.
And how far was that? How far was that in to the run?
Oh,
Tower Bridge?
that's not halfway, I want to say.
Oh, that's quite nice.
It's only
then.
halfway.
That's nice.
You'll make halfway.
Stop looking at me like that. Oh, Jesus. Right, now time to look at the latest EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
So we've got Leicester Millwall in the Championship tonight, exclusively for you on talkSPORT 2. Katie, the Championship's a beast, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing, the Championship. You've got Coventry that have promoted, won the title under Super Frank Lampard, who also picked up player of the manager of the season for the Championship, thoroughly deserved. Then you've got Ipswich on 79 points in second with a game in hand. Then Millwall also on 79
He must have been up there, Alex Neil.
Alex Neil, absolutely nominated.
So it's because the budget they've got is hardly anything, is it, Millwall? To do what they're doing is amazing.
I think the main thing is that second place at the moment. So you've got Millwall and Ipswich level on points on 79. Then in fourth position, you've got Southampton and then Middlesbrough also on 76. Fantastic. So to put it into perspective, Southampton were 18 points off Middlesbrough on the 31st of January. They're now above them in fourth and level on 76.
And do you know what? That's Ipswich's game in hand, isn't it?
Yes.
Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton. Well, on Tuesday. That's the thing. So you feel as though it's going to bull down to that game. I'm off to West Brom, where Ipswich are travelling this weekend.
Is James Morrison still manager there?
Yeah.
He's done a great job, hasn't he? Yeah. I played with him at Middlesbrough, James. Really good young man, good player. But he's done a fantastic, because they look like they could get dragged right into it. Points deduction, is that going to happen or not?
Well, I think we're still waiting to find out. But let's talk about that second spot. 'Cause who are you backing to get second?
I think I'm going to go. I think that the game in hand is not easy, is it, for Ipswich?
It might boil down to Southampton on Tuesday.
Yeah, I will go Ipswich though. I think they
Will
might.
you?
Yeah, I think they might just do it. But Millwall, had an amazing season. I really hope they can do it.
Really pleased for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's done such a great job down there. Southampton are team in form, obviously. They will be fancying themselves in the playoffs if they do get in the playoffs.
Well, also they've got the FA Cup semi-final against Man City.
What season they're having, by
Now, I just had a conversation with a Southampton fan in the office.
Who's that,
Shebahn.
Nick?
Yes. How did you guess? Their only major trophy is the FA Cup. That was 50 years ago. And I asked him, would you rather win the FA Cup or get promoted to the Premier League? And he said, win the FA Cup.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, those moments of winning, that's like this conversation we were having yesterday for Spurs fans. Would you rather stay up this season and not win the trophy last season, but you take your moments to win a trophy when you can get them? Wrexham, I mean, I know it feels like repeating ourselves, but the fact that they could do 4 promotions in a row is wild.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely wild.
Is it too soon for Wrexham?
You wonder.
It's never too soon. Look, if you'll take it, of course you will, but it's just the structure of what's happened with Wrexham over the last 3 or 4 years has been amazing.
But they'll pump the money, Henry.
I know the money will be in, and lots of changes probably at the stadium and all that sort of stuff. But it's a great story, really is, and every club is dreaming of something like what's happened to Wrexham, aren't they? If you're in a national league, it's like Dagenham and Redbridge now. KSI took them over.
Yeah.
They're now looking and go, can we get the money in? Can we get promoted and promoted and promoted? But it's a dream for some supporters. But Derby are just outside in that. Hull have just slipped away a little bit, haven't they?
Well, they're level on points with Wrexham.
Yeah,
so in the playoffs,
the form is not great though with Hull, is it?
Yeah, they have dropped off. They haven't won in their last 1, 2, 3.
Another
4,
great
5.
season, Norwich, who started really slowly, but they're really kicking on, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they're 9th in the league. They've really shot up the league. But yeah, it's a fantastic. I love the Championship. I really do. And Oxford have got to win this weekend as well.
Yes, they have. So Oxford are 6 points from safety. They face bottom of the table Sheffield Wednesday. Charlton, 1 place above them, face Hull at home. And Oxford need 2 wins and hope that Charlton slip up. So it's going to be difficult for
Portsmouth, who they got this weekend?
Portsmouth have this weekend. Look at me, just making get all the. It's all right. Stoke, they've got Stoke away.
Oh, Stoke, they beat Stoke easy.
There we go.
Look at Ollie. Look,
Ollie's got Stoke away. I want to shine a little bit of light on Millwall just for a second because we glossed over them. They've got 2 teams in the bottom 3 that they face next. They could end up second. An incredible season. They've never been in the Premier League. Last time they were in Division 1 was back in 1990. Margaret Thatcher resigned after 11 years. No smartphones, no internet back then. And Ray, you were in your pomp, 17.
Yeah, I remember when Millwall went to Highbury and beat us in the FA Cup.
Really?
Kennedy, 95, I think it was. And it erupted. Like, Millwall obviously had the whole clock end. And it was, we had a nightmare. We ended up losing. I think it was a replay for Millwall. But that'd be a great story, that would be as well, Millwall.
And another great story, National League game we've got to talk about, Rochdale, York. And Rochdale 105 points, York 107. Only one team goes up automatically. Winner takes all. Oh, what a game this is going to be.
That is amazing to get that like that. I mean, at the end of the season. Rochdale at home?
Yeah. 12:30 kickoff, Rochdale
I'm gonna watch that
against York. That is going to be a blockbuster.
That is going to be a blinder.
Oh, no, it is. It's a great weekend, Katie.
What's he? John Hills. He's a Rochdale fan, isn't he?
Yep, he is. Yeah,
He'll be there. I'm sure he will be, John.
Beside himself. So don't forget, coming up for you tonight, Leicester Millwall in the Championship, talkSPORT 2. Then tomorrow, Fulham take on Aston Villa here in the Premier League. Whilst on talkSPORT 2, we've got West Brom taking on Ipswich, and then Man City Southampton, the FA Cup semi-finals live here on talkSPORT tomorrow. Katie, thank you very much. That was a look ahead to the EFL action this weekend. All thanks to McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Also coming up tomorrow, Spurs travel to Wolves in what could be one of the most important games in recent history. If they don't win, surely the writing is on the wall. 03717 223344 is the number. Spurs fans, you can have your say. It's talkSPORT Breakfast.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit by the sounds of it as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit, you know.
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful. You
well,
know?
Let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like, you know. I don't do things because I don't want to do it. And this is a luxury, especially nowadays. People would think, okay, with the money you earn, but I gave everything to my ex-wives. I had 3 divorces, and I gave the half of it to the States too. So, but I'm still very happy. I try, you know, every single morning when I wake up, I want to stay positive. because life is beautiful. I know it's very difficult, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to be positive. This is my religion.
Coming on this show often might change that.
Well, I was going to say,
if I have to come every single day with Simon, maybe I will change after a month.
Don't blame me. I'm positive. I was going to say, Emmanuel, you only do things in life that you want to do, and you're sitting beside him.
It's a luxury, actually,
Yes,
because
it's a luxury.
most of the people, they don't have the choice to do it.
Do you know when you won it? In '98, what was the culture like in that squad? The environment, what
Amazing.
was it? What was the mood? Who was your best?
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Good morning to you. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. It's Shebahn Aherne and Ray Parlour with you this morning. How much golf have you played this week?
I played yesterday. Played all right yesterday, to be fair. I mean, I'm trying to play at least once or twice a week now. Now the old clocks. It's nice. You can tell for about 3 o'clock now.
Started later this week, hasn't it?
It was lovely yesterday. Beautiful walking round. I love golf. I mean, when it's a nice day, nice conditions. When you're walking around, you have a little chat with your mates. I just love it.
Do you still keep your Cobras in the bag?
To be fair, I don't have a drink a lot going around these days, unless it's a golf day. It's different when the old buggy's going round and you end up getting amongst it with the people. But yesterday I had a couple of Peronis half-time, after 9. Only at 9, 2 bottles I had.
Wait, sorry, 9 a.m. You had 2 Peronis?
And do you know what? I birdied the next one.
Did you?
No, I did. No, I played really. You know when you're playing quite solidly. You know when you're making too many mistakes. But I made a couple of mistakes, but not too many. So I ended up getting about 32, 33 points.
Nice.
So I'm happy with that. Anything over 30, Shebahn, when you're playing golf, 30 points, Stapleford, you're very happy.
Okay.
I am, anyway.
Progress is happiness, right?
Yes.
Exactly that.
What's Jamie now these days?
He's playing off, is it 12? No, 11.
Oh, that's good.
I think when he got injured, he was 8.
Yeah.
So he wants to get back down.
I'm sure he will.
This summer. But I just continue living my life and try not to ask about it.
You're too busy running.
I know. Right, coming up for you this morning, like we say, marathon weekend. So who better to get us all up for it than the winner of it 3 times, the London Marathon. Paula Radcliffe is going to be here alongside former world and European champion runner Steve Cram.
Oh, what a runner he was as well, Steve Cram. That era was superb. Seb Coe, Ovett. Steve Ovett was a great runner as well.
See if they can talk you into doing the marathon next year.
That's 400 metres.
That is my agenda today.
Meters.
It's clear as day. Arsenal continue their push for a first Premier League title in 22 years. So we'll speak to a man who was between the sticks for Arsenal's famous first ever double winning season. Bob Wilson will also be with us. We'll get his thoughts on Football Focus being axed by the BBC after Bob hosted the show, of course, for 20 years. All of that, much more to come. Is it a case now of winner get relegated for Spurs this weekend? Does Zerbi's side make the trip to Molineux tomorrow in a match that's been billed as one of the most important for the club's history? Tomorrow is the day that he proves himself as a great manager if he turns it around for Spurs, but also the players giving them that glimmer of hope and the fans.
Well, yeah, it's a must-win for Spurs. If you look at it, I think Wolves have just dropped off of it. I know they've been relegated. They showed that little bit of spirit, didn't they? About 6-7 games ago when they started getting some good wins and everybody's buzzing down there. But they want to finish the season well, though, still, Wolves, because they're always looking for next season. And I think Rob will do a decent job there next season. I think they'll be one of the favourites to go up. To bounce back to the Premier League, and so they want to finish that season and give that supporters a little bit of hope for next season, and there'll be a bit of recruitment. I'm sure there'll be people leaving as well, but yeah, I mean, it's a massive game for Spurs to get 3 points.
talkSPORT's Ali McCoy reckons he's not seen enough from Spurs. Sorry, he's seen enough from Spurs to be sure they'll survive the relegation battle.
They haven't won a league game this year, Jeff, right? So what makes us all of a sudden think now that they're going to take perhaps 10 out of the last 15? Or I know they might not have to if West Ham don't pick up points, but they're certainly going to have a vast improvement, because I've already mentioned Forest, Leeds picking up points, and as are West Ham. Look, West Ham recently, they've kept a clean sheet, won at Fulham, battered 4-1 against Wolves, got a point against Manchester City. So I don't think that anybody can doubt there's been massive improvement also in West Ham. So although there has been improvement in Tottenham, are we seeing enough, Jeff? The answer for me at this moment in time is clearly no. I'm not completely ruling it out, but you'd have to say right now, if Tottenham stay in the division, that for me is a major shock and a major surprise.
Yeah. Do you agree with Ali on that?
I think there was much better against Brighton. I think the fans were superb. They got right behind the team. They'd be kicking themselves, not getting a hold on. They've obviously conceded really, really late in the game to drop 2 points. But I think this game, this week, Everton go to West Ham, don't they? Can they get something out of that? I mean, I've got that down as a draw, West Ham. I've got Spurs to win against Wolves. I think it's a game they have to win, really. I mean, they look at the fixtures and say, look, we got to go to Wolves and play like we did against Brighton. And if we do that, I think they will win the game. I think it's very similar to the top as it is the bottom.
Yeah.
I think it's so close, whoever goes down. I mean, I'm sure Tottenham are slight favourites, obviously, to go down at this present time. As Man City are favourites to win but it's so close. It's a toss of a coin, really. Whoever, and I think it is a 2-horse race both ways. Obviously, the title was a 2-horse race, but Dan said I don't see Forest and Leeds in it.
You've got a bit of a soft spot for West Ham. It was in. Yeah,
of course. I've got mates at Tottenham fans. I've got mates at West Ham fans, and they're both are really obviously nervous about the end of the season and who's going to go down.
Have West Ham just been showing that little bit more though? Ray, that little bit more grit and determination and fight than Spurs have? They
have, but now the new manager's come in. He's had like a couple of games now. He's now got to look at his squad and say, come on, need that final push. But it's going to be so exciting, to the end. I think both like winning the title and relegation will go down to the last game. I really do.
How important is it to have James Maddison back in the squad?
Oh, he's massive, yeah. that creativity in that midfield, I think that's what they've been lacking a little bit if you're Spurs. They've got good hard-working players in there, but it's just that creativity, and I'm sure the forwards will be really pleased that he's back because Solanke or Richarlison, whoever it's going to be playing up front, they're delighted at James. But he's been out a long time, though. The only problem is you can't always fight all on James Maddison there.
No, that's true.
He's got to ease back into it because he's been out. It's not been like a 3 or 4 week injury.
You're
talking about 9-month injury. It's a serious injury he's had.
So as an unused sub in the last game, do you doubt he starts then?
I think he'd probably be sub again. But again, he will definitely get minutes, I should imagine. Be interesting to see his team selection tomorrow. But I think all Spurs fans will be saying, "Come on, we've certainly got to beat a team we're fighting for our lives who's been relegated already." And I see Tottenham going there and getting a result. I do see them winning that game tomorrow.
Yeah, no, they've been so disappointing, haven't they, all season?
Well, it's frustrating for Spurs fans. That stat's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
They won a game in 2026, and now we're in April, which is frightening, really. Unbelievable.
Speaking of stats, Ray, talkSPORT's Brain Box, Gabby Agbonlahor has some positivity for you, Spurs fans. Here's how.
This is not good then.
I think they beat Wolves on Saturday away.
Listen, mate.
If
they don't deserve to win the league. They have to beat Wolves.
I look at them against Wolves and I say 3 points.
Yep.
I look at them away to Aston Villa. I'm going to go for a draw because, like I said earlier, it's in between 2 games for Aston Villa in Europa League semi-final. So we'll rotate a lot of players.
Against Forest.
Yep, so there's no reason why Spurs probably can't go there and get a point. Then Leeds United at home. I think if they play the way they did against Brighton, they showed a lot of fight Spurs. Players coming back. Maddison's back now, Ali. He'll be up to speed by then as well.
Yes.
I'm going to go 3 points at home to Leeds. Chelsea away. This Chelsea side can't be trusted. I'm going to go for a draw. And in the last home game of the season against Everton, a win for Spurs. If you know you've got a win.
By the way, let me tell you something.
42 to Spurs to finish on.
Let me tell you something. And fair play to you. They've only picked up 2 points in the last 9 league games, right? And you've got them getting 11 in the next 5.
But Ali, you know why? Because this manager.
I'm just laughing. They might.
I think they might get in Europe there, with Gabby speaking. I think they might just get into the Europa Conference places. Look, he's optimistic. There's no doubt about that. Ali's hit the nail on the head there. He's only got 2 points in the last night.
So how are they surviving now?
Let's hope Gabby's right if you're a Spurs fan, eh?
Host of the Last Word on Spurs podcast, Ricky Sachs, is with us now. Ricky, good morning.
Ricky.
Are you staying up? Is Gabby right?
Is Gabby your new manager, Gabby?
Oh, God, morning, guys. It's all on this weekend. It's all on Wolves. All on Wolves. Massive, massive game for the club, and it's modern history. I think it's that big, this game.
Yeah. Well, you've got to look at further down the line as well. The home games are going to be important. There's certainly signs of a decent performance against Brighton. I know they conceded really, really late in the game, which would be disappointing, but the crowd really played their part, and I think there was a real, something about Tottenham that day. They was a little bit unlucky not to win.
They were, Ray. Look, we played ever so well last week. We did play ever so well, but we're at a point now, let's be honest about it, where that result would have been deemed maybe acceptable if it was mid-season. There wasn't much rising on it. But where we are now, unfortunately, we're in a position where we need the points. So the reason why I say Wolves is a must-win game is because time is running out, games are running out. And I think although mathematically, of course, we wouldn't be down this weekend if we don't win, I think psychologically, you know, you're playing a team that's already relegated, bottom of the league. I just feel like mentally we've got to get 3 points at Wolves. It's not been a happy hunting ground for us in the past. They've been a bit of a bogey side for Spurs, that's fair to say. I think we haven't won there in the last 6 visits, so it won't be an easy place to go. But you feel if Spurs have got any chance whatsoever of getting out of the mess that we find ourselves in, we've got to take 3 points at Molineux, and it has to start on Saturday. You know, we've said in the past that Palace was a must-win game, Forest was a must-win game, Brighton was a must-win game. Well, look, Forest, look, Wolves is the must-win game. This is a game Spurs have to get 3 points, have to.
Well, good luck to you, Ricky. Listen, everything crossed for you, mate, and hopefully we'll speak to you and it's positive news.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much, guys.
Take care of yourself. Ricky Sachs there from Spurs podcast, The Last Word. Still to come for you on talkSPORT Breakfast. We bring you an interesting story in regards to future Lions tours. Could we see one of rugby's greatest teams head stateside? Interesting. More on that coming up shortly on talkSPORT.
What's happened?
Hello, matey.
What's happened?
You all right?
How are you, matey? You good?
I'm all right. Yeah, very well. Thank you very much.
Gaffer's gone.
Yeah.
Gaffer's slapped.
Yeah, last night's performance
slapped.
was unacceptable, mate.
Yeah, he got slapped.
Yeah, something.
Slap.
That could not stay the same. The run of results and performances have just led to this. I mean, you heard me last night. I was absolutely crestfallen last night.
Thought he'd done well, mate. Thought he'd done well.
Well,
First
the fact that he's gone suggests that he didn't. You know, it's one of those situations that something had to give, and we weren't. You know, you can't go through over 8 hours of football without scoring a match in a game in the Premier League. You can't do that. Those glasses look ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Are they hurting your eyes? I'll put them on. They start to.
I can't see nothing.
So if I do some hand signals to you, you won't see them.
No. I can't say. I actually genuinely. I'm disappointed. He's a good manager, Rosina.
Well,
playing some good stuff.
He may well be in the future a very good manager, but right here, right now, things were falling apart at the seams, and they were falling apart quite quickly. The last goal we scored in the Premier League was away in a victory against Aston Villa 4-1.
Yeah.
That was in March.
Yeah, some encouraging signs in.
And you can't carry on playing games. And last night's performance, it was unacceptable. That was completely unacceptable. You can look and you can lose a football match, and I've seen over the years Chelsea lose plenty of football matches, but it's the manner in the defeat, and the players they need.
The one and only Sam Ryder. Please welcome back Will Traeger. You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I've missed coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Shebahn Aherne in for Alan Brazil. Ray Parlour, his bestie, is here as ever. Florence and the Machine. The dog days are over. Why are we playing it? Well, of course, thousands of people are running the marathon.
How many are running?
60,000.
60,000, wow.
And I'll probably finish 60,000.
No, there'll be people finishing. Oh, if you ain't going to wear a fancy dress costume or nothing like that. What's the fellow who went round in the
fridge?
Yeah,
fridge on his back.
That's amazing. What they do though, and it's fantastic because my mate done it last year, Jason, and he does it. It's do it for great causes, don't you?
Yeah.
And there's so much money to be raised because of the London Marathon for really important charities.
I'm doing it for the National Autistic Society.
Fantastic.
Daddy Pig, I believe, is running, but I thought he had the kids this weekend. Okay, so somebody who has done it from this building, the legend from Virgin Radio, Chris Evans has done it. Oh, he's been sending messages for this one. Chris.
Hey, Shebahn Aherne. You're our favourite at talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, if you haven't heard, is running the London Marathon for the first time. She kept this very quiet, didn't she, for a while? We've only really known about it for the last few days. Shebahn, you are going to smash it. If you're anything running through the streets of London like you are on talkSPORT Radio, you might even win the damn thing. You might even win it. Shebahn Aherne, we love you. See you on the start line. And remember, we train to get to the start line and then we just run 26.2 miles to collect our medal together. Well done.
Oh, Chris.
I love Chris. He's great, isn't he? How many marathons has Chris done?
Oh,
he's done so many.
Several, but I think he does them barefoot and all that as well.
Oh, he's so fit, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah, no, he's in some shape. Chris, thank you so much.
I'll take Alan Brazil's advice more than Chris's.
So start fast, have a couple.
Look at your trainers.
Look at your trainers. Don't
you've been running into barriers and all sorts.
Did Alan ever do a marathon? I wonder.
He's done a half marathon.
He's done a half. Right?
Yes,
okay.
and he reckons he's done it in an hour and a half.
6-minute miles. He swears by it.
Yeah, he said it in gazelles. Adidas gazelles as well.
Guys, miles.
Which is fantastic.
If you want more Chris Evans, by the way, don't forget TFI Friday Unplugged is back now on Channel 4. You can watch it on the telly. That brings it all back from the 90s era. Chris Evans and TFI Friday have returned to their original home of Channel 4 for the next 5 Friday nights, 11 p.m. Make sure you watch it. It's reimagined for 2026 by Virgin Radio UK. TFI Unplugged features A-list interviews, music and classic bits from the TFI archives. 30 years on. Can you believe that? 30
It's
years?
Amazing. That was a great programme, though, back in the day.
I can't believe that's 30 years. TFI Unplugged tonight, 11 p.m. on Channel 4. And as ever, if you want the tunes, Chris Evans over on Virgin Radio now. And it's time now for this.
The Travis Perkins penalty shootout on talkSPORT. This spring, Travis Perkins have gone big on landscaping. Find everything you need for your next project at travisperkins.co.uk.
I want to say I'm more nervous about doing this quiz than the marathon.
Well, this is a great prize, isn't it? The winner who gets. So no. I mean, there's some tricky little questions though. Not easy.
Travis Perkins have gone big on landscaping this spring, and to celebrate, we have a brilliant cash prize to give away this morning. So we've randomly selected from our online entries, and welcome to the show, Craig and Tom. Good morning, lads. How are you?
How you doing, guys?
Good morning. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, great.
All good.
Good to have you with us, guys. You entered online. You've been picked at random to go head to head and win a cash prize. Are you up for it?
Yeah, bring it on.
Good luck, guys.
Definitely.
Okay, right, here's how the game works. Let me not mess this up. It's like a penalty shootout. You'll take a turn to answer questions based on the current football landscape. See what we did there? Each correct answer earns you a point. Whoever has the most points after 5 questions will win. You'll only have 5 seconds to answer each question. We can only accept your first answer if that's all right. And if we have to, we'll go to a tiebreaker. If you draw scores, our winner today will walk away with £2,000 in cash.
Oh,
nice.
Lovely.
That's one way to start.
Lovely.
Who's your teams, guys? Craig, who do you support?
Manchester City.
Oh, lovely. Tom, who do you support?
United.
Oh, City United.
Oh, little derby.
It's a derby as well for Travis Perkins.
I can't let them down.
Right, we tossed a coin actually off air. Craig, you are our player 1, so we're going to question you first. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, bring it on.
Craig, I'll ask your questions. Tom, Ray will ask your questions. Question number 1 for you, Craig. Which Barcelona player injured himself whilst taking a penalty on Wednesday night?
Oh, God.
You know it?
I do know it.
You know it?
No, mine's gone blank.
You don't know it?
No.
You do know it, you don't know it.
It was Lamine Yamal.
Oh. Right, here we go, Tom. You ready?
Right, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
current Manchester United boss Michael Carrick's previous managerial job was which championship side?
Middlesbrough.
Yes, correct, Tom. 1-0.
1-0 to Tom. Okay, Craig, back to you. Which former Arsenal midfielder won the first trophy of his managerial career earlier this month when his side, Luton Town, lifted the EFL trophy?
Oh.
You know it.
Oh, you
Craig, you know it.
My mind's gone blank. I can't believe it.
Craig, man, you're having a Western.
I am.
He's having a Western super.
It's Jack Wilshere.
Oh, Jack Wilshere. Oh,
Yeah.
Right, here we go, Tom. This is to go 2-0 up. Leeds take on Chelsea tomorrow in the FA Cup semi-final after beating which team on penalties in the previous round?
Sorry, say that again.
Leeds take on Chelsea tomorrow in the FA Cup semi-final after beating which team on penalties in the previous round? Who did Leeds beat in the previous round on penalties?
Sunderland.
Sunderland? No, it was West Ham.
All right, no bother. No
All
bother.
right, it's still 1-0. Listen, Craig, this is your chance to get back in.
Keepers are having a blind, aren't they?
Craig, which team are currently top of the Scottish Premiership?
That'll be Hearts.
Is the correct answer. It's 1-0. You're back in it. Over to you, Tom.
Okay, here we go, Tom. Brentford's Igor Thiago is just behind Haaland as the season's top scorer in the Premier League. But which team did Brentford sign Thiago from? That's an hard one.
Oh, this is a very hard one.
This is hard.
So if I say his name again?
So Thiago is obviously they signed Thiago from a foreign side. I'll give you a bit of a clue, but which foreign side?
Oh, Thomas.
No, you're out of time. It's a tough one anyway, Tom. It was Club Brugge.
Next time. Now we know. Right, Craig, back to you.
Still 1-0.
Man City take on Southampton
1-0.
tomorrow. Yeah, 1-0. We are like the chase. Man City take on Southampton tomorrow in the FA Cup semi-final. Saints have two players who have both scored 11 league goals so far this season. Adam Armstrong and who else?
Oh, crumbs. No, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
All right.
That is an hard question as well.
Ben Azaz.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, back to you.
Yeah, that's an easy question.
Right, I'm trying to get you an easy question. This one, to be fair, we've been talking about him earlier. Have you been listening to the show? Who is the manager of Championship promotion chasing Millwall?
Millwall manager?
Yes. Go on.
We did mention him earlier in the show.
Alex Neil.
Yes, well done, Tom. Right. 2-1. So you need this.
2-1 to Tom. Craig, your final question. Which team were relegated from League One earlier this week as they lost away to Cardiff?
Port Vale.
Correct.
Yes.
2-0.
So Desmond. Right, this is to win it, Tom. England's latest squad for the March internationals contained one player selected from Italian Serie A team. Who was it? England's latest squad for the March International contained one player selected from Italian Serie A team. Who was it? So he plays in Italy in Serie A. Huh?
Oh. Oh, sorry.
Unlucky.
Right. Fikayo Tomori. It's another hard one.
I wouldn't have got it.
No.
Right.
So that is 2-2.
Right, we're going
all right,
to
Shebahn, it's down to you, Shebahn.
Okay, so we're going to the closest number, all right? Combined, how many Bundesliga goals have Harry Kane, Luis Diaz and Michael Olise scored for Bayern Munich so far this season? Combined goals. Craig, give me your answer, please.
57.
57. Tom, give me your answer.
58.
Oh! No.
That's as tight as they come, lads.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, come on, Shebahn.
Congratulations. They got 59 goals combined, which means, Tom, you are our winner of £2,000. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well done, Tom. Unlucky, Craig. Great guess, by the way. 57.
I know.
Yeah.
Hard luck, Craig. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, guys, I feel for you, Craig.
Sorry.
Listen,
I
don't
can only imagine how you feel. Sorry.
Listen, go for
Yeah,
a drink. You're both in Manchester, it sounds like, so go and have yourself a wee pint later on. Lads,
Meet in
thank
the
you
pub
so
later.
much. Okay, we appreciate you coming on. Congratulations,
No
Tom.
worries.
Commiserations.
Well done, Tom. Unlucky, Craig.
Thank
Yes.
you.
See you later.
My line went blank,
Bye.
but I'm telling you, it just about got there.
Pure pressure, honestly. Lads, thank you very much. Brilliant stuff.
So I guess that was one of
Yeah, that was a lovely little giveaway from Travis Perkins, who have gone big on landscaping this spring, from fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil. Better you, Ray. Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
I don't know where West Ham's next win will be. I don't know where Spurs' will be. But if Spurs beat Wolves, which is the easiest game out of all the fixtures combined, I wouldn't put my ass on West Ham beating Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle or Leeds. And if Spurs beat Wolves, West Ham are going to have to beat one of those teams. Or get a few draws, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't see that happening. So now I don't really know where my money is as to who's going down now.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought, and I've said to you before, I thought Spurs would survive. I just think they've got a bit more about them. I know they haven't won a game in 2026, a league game, but it probably was a little bit of a missed opportunity last night. To be fair, it could have got a lot worse because they had chances. When Brennan Johnson's header, he probably should have done a lot better with that.
Yeah.
Goal obviously ruled out, rightly so, with the handball. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for West Ham. I mean, they're both playing at the same time, which is quite interesting at the weekend. So at least there's not one almost. Oh my goodness, they've won.
Neither on telly, right? They're both
Neither.
Saturday afternoon.
Both 3 o'clock. So
I can't remember. You got that stick, haven't you?
what stick?
Huh?
What stick?
So you can watch games.
No, I haven't got no stick.
I thought you got Premier League TV.
Yeah, code, not stick, not stick.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant. Sorry,
We'll
Darren.
use
Yeah,
the
that's what
word
I meant.
code, please.
I meant code.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. But yeah, I think West Ham will see it as an opportunity missed. But I said yesterday when we were predicting scores, for me, it just had draw written all over it. Palace, I know maybe obviously after getting through in the Europe and going back home and making changes, Palace at home were just quite hard to play against, quite solid, quite rigid in their shape as well. I've got players hit you on the counter.
Ever fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different. And here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Good morning to you. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. You can buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. All thanks to our friends at Arnold Clark. My name's Shebahn. Ray Parlour is here as well. Now we'll soon be waving goodbye to a programme that used to be introduced with this iconic music. Must bring it all back, Ray, when you hear that.
Fantastic, absolutely. You know, used to wake up and waiting for this to come on. What time was it? About?
It was in the evening, and then it would come back on the next morning.
Yeah, it was. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's a shame it's no longer to be. After 52 years on our screens, Football Focus will now come to an end. After this season, iconic hosts such as Steve Ryder, Gary Lineker, Ray Stubbs, Manish Bashan and Dan Walker all had stints in the big chair, but no one did it for as long as this massive Arsenal legend Bob Wilson, who hosted the show for 20 years. Bob Wilson is with us now this morning. A very good morning to you, Bob. Thanks for coming on.
How you doing, Bob?
Good morning. Hello, Ray. Nice to hear you.
Yeah.
And this is very nice. It's like a tribute to Focus surviving for all these years. The only thing it reminds me of how old I am.
You're still young, Bob. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Bob, it's almost a shame it's the end of an era. How are you feeling about the end of Football Focus, considering you had 20 years in the big seat?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously I'm disappointed. I am incredibly disappointed that some decision has been made, because I think people, when it comes to the weekend and it comes to the Saturday lunchtime and you've got all the games that are on over the weekend, obviously they spread a bit longer these days, one way, sometimes Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday nights. And I think the programme gave that overall look at the game as it is at the highest level. And so to me, it's very disappointing that it's felt at this moment in time that that programme is not doing the job that I think it's always done.
Yeah, Bob, you over the years, well, I remember being a kid watching it, and you had some fantastic guests on, didn't you, back in the day? And I used to see the old players coming on. And as a youngster, you're looking at like footballers and saying, "Oh, look at that! I wish I could be a footballer one day," and whatever. But it must have been a dream job for you, Bob, because you love obviously talking football. You love talking to ex-players and whatever. So you must have loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Ray, you've got to remember, my dad really didn't want me to be a footballer. He didn't think it was a proper job. I had a Scottish mum and dad, and I can still hear him saying, "Oh, son, football's not a proper job. You've got to get a proper job first." So in fact, that's what happened. Before I signed on at Arsenal, certainly from Arsenal, I went to Loughborough University. I became a school teacher. So it was physical education and history was what I was teaching. And then, but anyway, that lasted just 1 year. I had to be fully qualified. And then from then on, well, as you know, Ray, football is for any of us who play it, and ups and downs, whether you have injuries or whether you have a poor lack of form. And that was for me. It was quite a struggle for me early on. And eventually, obviously, even now, I can't quite believe that I played at international football level and I played in an Arsenal double winning side.
I just want to talk about Arsenal, Bob. It's coming to that crunch time now. Obviously, both on the same amount of points now, Man City and Arsenal, but there's some massive games coming up, Bob. Next two home games, Newcastle, Fulham for Arsenal. Then obviously Man City go to Everton away. So there's still maybe a few twists here. Yeah, everybody's going Man City's got the momentum, but I still believe that Arsenal could somehow get over the line. And, that was a big result the other night, Burnley, because they only scored one goal against them.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that was a huge one. And you, like me, I mean, we would love it to be Arsenal. I mean, I am, if I'm really truthful about it, I'm really worried that we have such a young squad, and if I compare it to what the opposition is at this moment, I am worried.
Yeah,
I'm worried about it. I'll be at the home games, and obviously you know where my loyalties lie. But it's and knowing also who we're up against.
Yeah, and Bob, I've got to mention your brilliant charity. I mean, there's the London Marathon this weekend. A lot of people be running for charities, but over the years, how long has it been going now, Bob? Willow Foundation, which is an unbelievable challenge for all teenagers, and giving one more last great experience for guys. But over the years, you've done so well, Bob, over charities, and you've raised so much money and put a smile on so many people's faces. So well done for that, Bob.
Well, I mean, that's really kind of you, Ray. Obviously, it was set up in memory of our daughter Anna, who died, just early into her 20s. And it's been extraordinary since. In the first year, I think it was 16 special days that my late wife, Megs, and myself managed, and we were so thrilled. And here we are, quite extraordinary number of special days given and provided. And I think, obviously we specialise in an age group. So the Willow Foundation provides special days, whatever the recipients and their families would like, we try to go ahead with. But it's specifically for the age group 16 to 40.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play to you, Bob. That's really
brilliant.
tough. Yeah, and fair play to you. What a shame. What happened to you then that time ago. Listen, focusing on Football Focus, just with it coming to an end, times are changing, right? Is that why the show's gone away, or do you think there's another reason why it's not worked in recent years?
I have to be honest with you. I've not spoken to anybody connected with the programme, but I am hugely disappointed because I think people love that programme, and I don't see how it can change dramatically in any other way than providing what it's providing now. So really sad that it's come to an end. But having said that, there are a lot of programmes that don't last for the length that Focus has been on the air. It provided me with so many memories, including obviously, some of the catastrophes. I mean, I'm still haunted now by the day of the Hillsborough disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not only presenting Football Focus, I was presenting Grandstand that day, actually in the chair. It wasn't Frank Boff or anybody else there. It was me. And, I find that really difficult even now to comprehend. Excuse me.
Yeah. Listen, Bob, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate you coming on as ever. And I reckon you'll be in talkSPORT Breakfast next week, Bob.
Listen, okay. Anyway, it's lovely. Thank you so much. And Ray, always great to be in touch with you.
Lovely speech, mate.
Take it easy.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Take care. Bob Wilson, former host of Football Focus.
Popular legend.
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
He still goes to the games, and he's such a.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
thanks a lot.
He's back.
Oh, he's back. Yeah, no, he still goes to the game. It's great to see somebody. When you go to games, Pat Rice still goes over, and you see Liam Brady the other day. When I went to the game. Some David O'Leary was there. It's nice to see that George Graham on occasions goes over. Frank McClintock's always going over. Sammy Nelson, Charlie George, some fantastic names still go to the games, and those guys are legends.
Yeah, absolutely. You can only imagine how then they're feeling, thinking, are they going to get over the line this time?
Oh, we're all nervous. If you're an Arsenal fan, everybody's nervous.
Sure. Listen, just on this Football Focus subject, it's all over the back pages today, and something I'm seeing a lot of is that it's been axed because it's woke. That really, really bothers me. Just because it's not an all-white male panel doesn't mean it's woke. Diversity matters. I think Alex Scott stepping in did a brilliant job to host it for 5 years. She worked her backside off, and I think to almost some people's suggestion that it's almost gone on her head is so unfair. Everything has changed. You can get everything at the touch of a button now. You can react to football when you want to react. So that's why Football Focus has fallen away. It's not because it's woke. That really, really annoys me. Anyway, still to come for you on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
So Liam Rosenior is gone. Are the Chelsea fans now starting to feel excited about an FA Cup semi-final with Leeds on Sunday? It's live on talkSPORT. We'll be doing a huge Chelsea focus for you at 8 o'clock this morning. If you want to have your say, give us a call. Ray is here to give you his thoughts as well. 03717 223344 is the number. Chelsea fans, if you pick up the phone now, we've got Henry Bain, President Baines, on the phones this morning to take your calls. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Arsenal have been reeled back in.
They are the title in the hands for months and months, and 3 weeks ago they had 10 points. It's not losing against City, as we said. You know, it's not losing against City that annoy me the most, because there is no shame of losing against City. But it's the game before that, Bournemouth. You know, when you lose the 3 points at home, the way they played, I watched the game. I was so. I'm not going to say the word on the radio because, but you understand what I mean.
It was flat, wasn't it? It was flat.
Yes. No desire. I think they had no idea what's going on the pitch, and I think they didn't understand exactly what it takes, you know, to win the Premier League, especially when you have to fight against City. This team is amazing. You know, they're acting like as a champion every single season. So,
did you say that you don't think some of these players know what it takes to win the Premier League? What's involved in winning it? How you win it?
Have you seen the game against Bournemouth?
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
Honestly,
there was no urgency. It was strange. I mean,
no energy, no creativity, no desire. I mean, guys, you're fighting for the title. You know that if you win that game, it doesn't matter if you lose against City and the game is the hand as well. You still have 3 points. Come on, guys.
The one and only Sam Ryder. Please welcome back Will Traeger. You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I've missed coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
listening to Talk Sport Breakfast. The sun is coming up, Ray. That mist is clearing.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely weekend. So I'm sure everybody will be getting their barbecues out now. You got your bar, you get all your furniture out.
Jamie knows what it is. It's his only job, Ray.
We'll get the barbecue out.
Yeah, sort it, son. Shebahn Aherne Ray Parlour with you this morning. Hopefully it's sunny where you are. What do we know this Friday morning? Coventry face a fight to keep Frank Lampard this summer. After their promotion to the Premier League, that's according to owner Doug King. Lampard has 1 year left in his contract and is set to be offered a new one. You can't rule him out of Chelsea.
No, I think it will happen one day, but I don't think it'll happen certainly not this season. Next season, sorry. I think he'll stay at Coventry. I'm sure they'll offer him a good contract, and
but money talks,
I think,
Ray,
yeah, but Frank, he isn't doing it for the money. I promise you now, he's got enough money, Frank.
It's the romance.
It's just that passion. It's just that, and you can see at the end of Coventry games when he celebrates with the fans, and he really feels at home at Coventry.
And those emotions as well when they got promotion. I mean,
and I'm so pleased for him because everybody, looks at ex-England players and say, can they do well? Steven Gerrard's another one. I hope he can get back into the game. People like John Terry should get an opportunity, hopefully, to manage one day. But you want to see Ashley Cole's now managing, isn't he? So you want to see players like, because they've got so much experience and been so good as players. Not every good player is going to be a good manager. There's no doubt about that. But give him a chance. And Frank's obviously, he's had a few knocks along the way being a manager. But he's come back and he's got stronger and stronger and learnt from his mistakes, maybe.
Yeah, no.
So he's done a great job.
Some job he's done, and you'll be just hoping that you cling on to him as well. In other news, Aston Villa are targeting Man City's James Trafford as a potential replacement for Emi Martinez.
He's done brilliant, James
Yeah,
Trafford.
if the goalkeeper decides to leave. Yeah, 14 appearances for City this season.
Yeah, no, every time he's come in, I go back to the League Cup final when he's played most cup games, isn't he? And he's been very, very good. He's got an unbelievable keeper in front of him, Donnarumma, but he's never let Man City down when he's played.
You want to see more of him though next season?
Yeah, I mean that's the decision he's got to make. He's got to look at it and say, well, what's best for my career? And if it is moving on, I'm sure Pep won't stand in his way. He will move on, but. Yeah. All I can say is never let Man City down when he's played.
Yeah, and also Nottingham Forest can go 8 points clear of the drop if they win tonight. Away at Sunderland, that game's live for you as ever here on talkSPORT after last week's hat-trick. Morgan Gibbs-White will again be crucial as well. Nikola Milenkovic has called for the Forest captain to be rewarded for his great season.
I really hope because I know what means playing World Cup for your country, and this is unique emotions. This is big stage when all world watching World Cup and all the best players in the world come there. So big sense, really good feelings. So I really hope for him. I think that he deserves to be there for everything what he did this season, and I really hope that he will be there.
Nikola Milenkovic there. Say that after 10.
Well, Gibbs-White, he got a hat-trick last week. He looked like, they're going to slip up here, Forest, but they come back second half and was fantastic. And got the win they needed. But on paper, he's done a great job for Pereira, isn't he, the manager? I think he's really, really got them going now, and it could be a fantastic season for Forest. They look like they could be in the relegation if they can survive and somehow get through this big semi-final now against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And get to the final. It'd be an amazing season. But I think he's had a great season, Gibbs-White. It looked like he was on his way, didn't it? It looked like he was going to go to Spurs at one stage.
Do you have him in the World Cup squad?
He's got to be knocking on the door. I think all he can do I think every single player, of course, they are thinking of the World Cup, but they're concentrating on their club football at the moment.
Yep.
And there's still points to be got for Forest to keep them up. And all he'll be thinking about is, come on, let's keep getting those points and let's be safe this year. And then hopefully Tuchel's seen enough of coming to the end of the season that maybe gives him a chance.
8 o'clock tonight, Sunderland versus Nottingham Forest live for you here on talkSPORT. Now, there's a story that's going around in the papers today. If you're a rugby fan, listen up. The British and Irish Lions are exploring the viability of tours to France, the Americas and Japan. They're considering altering their usual tour to Australia, New Zealand and South Africa for the first time in 37 years. talkSPORT has, of course, been your home of the Lions tour on the radio. But would this be a mistake to move away from the usual circuit? Delighted to see England World Cup winner Ben Kay joins us now for more on this. A very good morning, Ben.
How you doing, Ben?
Hi, Shebahn. Hey, Ray.
Good to see you, Ben. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Where do you stand with this? Is it broke? Does it need a freshen up?
I don't think it's broken. It's very successful. Obviously, going into the last tour, people were saying, well, Australia aren't playing very well. And then the opening sort of rounds of the tour against the provincial sides was a little bit easy for the Lions. But then, the Australians, the Wallabies, got it together and made it a tight test series. So it's crucially important, the Lions tour, for those other nations. Australia are back in the black this year. They've just announced record profits, having been very, very much in the red financially for a long time. So a Lions tour is very important to them. So I'm sure they wouldn't be overly happy about sort of having another tour that came between the every 12 years that it comes. Having said that, I think possibly there are some areas where the Lions could look to go, and I don't agree necessarily with all the things that have been muted. I know they'll look at them, but Argentina probably deserve a tour because of how good their national team is, but I think it'd be very, very difficult to do one there alone because the logistics of it, the hotels, you've got, near getting on towards sort of 100,000 fans traveling to that part of the world. They haven't got the structure of teams to play against. If they went to America, I don't think, or the USA, I don't think they'd understand the history of the Lions, and I don't think that they'd understand, or it wouldn't really make any difference whether it was an England team coming on tour there or a British and Irish Lions team. They wouldn't get what the history is and why that's so special. But the one that has been muted that I think would be commercially successful and also a real shot in the arm and probably the most impressive tour there's ever been is a trip to France. A, it's close for the British and Irish Lions fans to go to, but B, if you've ever seen anything about the domestic French rugby, the atmospheres in those stadiums are akin to football. The game's actually getting bigger, I think, there than football. And it would just be an incredible atmosphere for the whole tour. And that could be a very, very special thing to consider.
I think you're right, Ben, as well. That, as you mentioned, I mean, the cost of everything now as well, being that little bit closer for British and Irish Lions fans would be a huge boost for them. But then, you know what they're like, they'll probably, hike the prices up to about 3 million a Eurostar ticket. Ben, how are you keeping? Is all good with you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Getting to the business end of the season, so very busy, and life's good at the moment.
Good.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Ben. Now, just looking at that Lions, Ben. I mean, it comes around every 4 years. I can see why they don't want to change it because it's a special tournament. It's special, isn't it? I mean, the fans love it. The Lions side, we can't wait for it. It's a little bit like the World Cup, isn't it? I mean, every 4 years, and when it comes around, you're all excited, and everybody stops to watch it. And a little bit like the Lions, I watch quite a bit of rugby, but not as much as I should. But when the Lions comes around, I always watch it because it's such an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, it is. I think the difference with the Lions, we obviously have our own World Cup. For the diehard rugby fans, that's equally as engaging as and you look forward to that just as much as you do a football World Cup. The difference with the Lions is I think it's sort of you get that debate for the year or so beforehand about who's going to make the squad, which you don't necessarily get with the normal World Cup or a football World Cup. There's such sort of passionate views on because you've got the best players from all four teams, and there'll be a number of positions where some of the best players in the world might miss out. You've obviously got the people that want more from their own team to their own nation to get in. So it's something that puts a huge spotlight on rugby because of that. Because for the year leading up to it, maybe people that don't talk about rugby all the time are just starting to listen to that noise, and it builds the profile of the game.
Which Ben leads me to mention that you're being nominated for an award with talkSPORT for our British and Irish Lions coverage, by the way. Trek.org.uk. Ben was part of our team and you were magnificent and you deserve to win. So good luck, Ben.
Yeah, good luck, Ben.
Thank you very much. We had a very good host for that, Shebahn, so thank you.
Sending you that tenor, sir. Ben Kay, thanks for your time this morning. Have a good weekend. Ben.
Cheers, guys.
Coming up for you here on talkSPORT, Chelsea fans. Feeling better about the Leeds semi-final, live and exclusive on talkSPORT this weekend now that Rosinha is gone. We'll discuss that next. If you want to have your say, pick up the phone. Call us now. 03717 22 3344. It's the number. Good morning.
You found the mask?
Yeah, I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate. I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's enough hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on?
What? What do you mean?
What is this?
What's what?
Is this talkSPORT merch?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God, he's got a shirt. You've now got a shirt on. You're kidding me. What is this shirt? What is this?
I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just knocked this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy has got a T-shirt with the Ange mask. I've seen signs, encouraging signs. Is this talkSPORT merch? Where are you getting this stuff from? Who is making this stuff for you? It's bang out of order. I'm going to HR. This is not on. Honestly, they're gonna go off the shelves. Then, by the way,
And Spurs.
they are gonna go off the shelves. Who made that?
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Good morning. Welcome along to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. You can check it out online now. My name's Shebahn Aherne, in for Alan Brazil. His best friend Ray Parlour is here as ever, coming up for you this morning. For the thousands of you getting ready to run the London Marathon this weekend, stay tuned, because we're going to be getting all the tips we need to survive from 3-time winner of it. Paula Radcliffe is going to be here in the studio with legendary British runner Steve Cram as well. Here, can somebody check out what Paula did her minutage in, like her minutes per mile?
Oh, ridiculous how quick they go.
Must be similar to mine. Former Southampton striker Charlie Austin will tell us how Southampton will dump Man City out of the FA Cup this weekend, just like they did to Arsenal. And he's had his Cocoa Pops. He's been winded and stretched. Yeah, it's all set. Little Sam is in his buggy on his way to the studio for this week's version of the nation's favourite feature, Curse of the Commentator.
He's catching slowly.
Yeah.
He's 5 I think he's about 5 behind me now. I should let him win, really, shouldn't I?
5 inches.
I might just do exactly the same what he does every week now.
Yeah. Wait, so you're the...
I'm 5 points up.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's close.
We'll see how it happens today. Curse of the Commentator coming up. Little Sam Matterface. Now, though, it's been a tough few days for Chelsea fans to try and look on the bright side of life. Let's do this.
Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad.
Kadioglu takes a deflection off Fofana and it's into the net. Brighton lead.
Other things just make you swear and curse.
They were brilliant. We were. They were brilliant. We were terrible. Sorry.
Give a whistle. Always look on the bright side of life.
Chelsea disillusioned and fractured are crumbling on the south coast.
They weren't this bad under Enzo Maresca, so on Liam Rossini's watch, they have descended into what is an appalling mess.
I'm angry, frustrated, and yeah, it has to turn around very, very quickly.
He might as well go, because otherwise, if you keep him to the next pre-season, a lot of the players will be very unhappy.
I mean, the abuse that the players and Liam Rossini got after the match as well, I want to say it's fully deserved.
This emerging Brighton group of talent punishes Chelsea, who have been a shambles tonight.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, dump that. Go on, dump that.
He swore again.
If life seems jolly rotten, there's something.
That should be your karaoke song.
That is such a great film. Life of Brian.
When you're feeling.
Have you seen it? Monty Python.
Silly chump.
There's some unbelievable actors in it. I mean,
Who's in it?
Terry Jones, Eric Idle, John Cleese back in the day.
Oh, John Cleese, funny.
Michael Palin.
Okay.
Oh, you got to watch that.
I'll watch it then.
Watch it Sunday night after you've done a marathon.
Okay, I will. If you do the marathon next year, I'll watch that movie for you.
You'll definitely like that.
Okay.
That film.
I will. I'll do it. This week's 3-0 loss to Brighton sent every Chelsea fan into a headspin. Jason Cundy even swearing live on the radio on the sports bar. It was also enough for the Blues to sack Liam Rosenior, with them now on a run of 5 straight Premier League defeats without even scoring a goal. I mean, Ray, we were talking about it, how bad they were, but you're wanting to say the players were terrible as well. They got them out the door, really.
As much as the manager's to blame, and the manager gets all the blame sometimes, but the players have got to look at themselves as well. I mean, have a bit of pride in your own. How many thousands of Chelsea fans went up to Brighton, you know, and they want to cheer their team on, and they're looking at a performance which it was pathetic, if I'm being honest. If you're a player, you got to have that little bit of hunger to go out there with whoever you're playing for. It doesn't matter if it's got to be Chelsea, Spurs, wherever it's going to be. Go out and give it a go yourself, you know, because you're playing against opposition. You don't want to make a fool of yourself, but go out and have that little bit of desire to win the game. But Brighton could have been like 4 or 5 up in the first 20 minutes. I've never seen a poorest performance I've ever seen from Chelsea. I mean, it was. I'm not taking nothing away from Brighton because they was brilliant, but Chelsea were absolutely, with the players they had on the pitch, they've got to do better as well. And everybody's going to point a finger at Liam Rosenior. It probably was too big for him. There's no doubt about it. Everybody said that before, but it wasn't his fault. You know, he's trying to do a job. Obviously, the owners have put him in charge, and they want to probably be in charge of him as well, and trying to make too many decisions from upstairs, I should imagine. And it was never going to work. But I feel sorry for him a little bit because, you know, he's probably a toxic dressing room at the moment.
Yeah.
It's really hard for him. He's a young man. He's still learning his trade. And it's a hard job to go into, to learn your trade, I promise you, Chelsea.
I mean, the Brighton defeat was an absolute mess. Chelsea fans, do the players owe your team a performance? Do they owe you a performance in the next game? You can give us a call this morning.
Well, you can't get a bigger game, can it?
Yeah.
Semi-final of the FA Cup. Now, you know, if they can get to the final, somehow win the final, then it's not a bad season for Chelsea. I mean, it's still well under par, but you still won a trophy in the season. So it's a situation now you need to get a bounce back from that poor performance at Brighton. But it's not an easy game. Leeds United, you know, they go to the end, and how they've got there in the first place, you know, a lot of hard graft against West Ham. It was an unbelievable game, that West Ham game. So it won't be an easy game for Chelsea, but the Chelsea fans need to see a little bit more from the players. Not the manager, the players have got to really step up now and say, look, come on, let's not let the fans down, which is the most important people who watch the games every week in, week out.
Chelsea fans, we're taking your calls. 03717 223344 is the number. Do the players owe you a performance? Let's talk about Jason Cundy. He said they have no choice but to deliver on Sunday in the FA Cup semi-final against Leeds.
Those Chelsea players own every single Chelsea supporter fan around the world a performance. And if they don't deliver, I'll be here on Monday evening, calling it as I called it the other day, gutless and spineless. I called it that on the other night against Brighton. And if they don't deliver, there's no excuse now. Whatever's happened between Rosenior and the club and the board and everyone else, right? That's happened. They've gone. He's gone. Those players owe Chelsea a performance, and they haven't delivered for weeks now. Now's your time. Wembley against Leeds. Turn up, deliver. You're paid a huge amount of money. That squad is worth a huge amount of money. Turn up, deliver a performance. And if they don't, I'll be here to call it again. All right?
Do you think they will?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know with Chelsea. That's the problem. They started the season really well, didn't they? Everybody's saying, can they keep it going? But it's just too flaky, aren't they? You just don't know what Chelsea are going to turn up. Look, if you can't get yourself up for a FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, then you're never going to get yourself up for any game, because that is a massive game. You're one step away from that final, which is an amazing day for everybody. I mean, look, the semi-final will be amazing for the Leeds fans who come down and obviously Chelsea fans who go. But to get to that final is always. I was lucky to play many, and it's not just the players who play in the FA Cup final; it's the whole the club itself. Like the people behind the scenes you don't see, they get a day out as well. So if you can't get yourself up for that, and it will be a tough game because Leeds are in good form. They've got that really spirit to keep going, like they did against Bournemouth. They got their last-minute equaliser. So, they're going to keep going to the end. But Chelsea certainly have got to turn up, as Jason says there, because they do owe the fans, because that was so poor the other night, and they just want a reaction. And that's what they need now. And maybe, look, changing the money, they might get a reaction. I don't know.
And listen, you trust them in a final as well because they won the Club World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
They won the Conference
They've got big players. They've got big players who can handle big occasions. So I'm not saying Leeds players who can't, but it's a situation where they've just got to show that bit of desire. They've got to show when they put their shirt on, they can look in. Can they look into a fan's eye and say, "I've tried my best today"?
Mm-hmm.
Against Brighton, none of them could. None of them could.
They're lying at themselves.
Everybody who walked off that pitch, if you're a Chelsea player, would have said, I could have done 25% bet more today for my team and my supporters, and they didn't. And that's why they lost the game so easily.
3 o'clock on Sunday. What version of Chelsea is going to turn up? Chelsea take on Leeds FA Cup semi-final. It's live for you here on talkSPORT. Remember that Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is also on the mid-morning show today to look ahead to that semi-final live on talkSPORT. A big guest.
Interested to see what Jimmy says because he was a proper pro, Jim, and he would like what he saw the other night because he's a Chelsea man.
He'd be furious. He's alongside Sam Matterface and Crookie a little bit later on this morning. But up next, when was the last time Ray Parlour read a book? We'll find out next.
Vincent Kompany's side have won their 35th Bundesliga title at the weekend, have made adding another winger this summer a top priority. Gordon's thought to be open to a move to the Bundesliga, even though a starting spot, the Allianz, is not guaranteed. Sources reveal the England international has already spoken to Harry Kane about life in Munich. Newcastle United reported to be willing to sell, providing their valuation of at least £75 million is met. Do you think that there's a possibility that Bayern might balk that valuation, Coisty? 75 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, he's a,
good player.
Fully fledged England international.
Oh, 100%, mate. 75 million. Far too much. Far too much. Good player. I like him. Hasn't shown any level of consistency in the league. I would say best form's been in the Champions League or certainly Europe. Would he be interested in going? You better believe he would. I mean, if you're Anthony Gordon, crikey, a move to Bayern Munich, why would you not?
But because you might not play every week.
I know, I get that, and I was just about to say, you look at it. We've got Musiala, Diaz, Guerrero. I mean.
More listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Shebahn is coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
star, and I bet, and you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet.
Good morning, you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. My name's Shebahn Aherne from Brazil. Ray Parlour, Arsenal legend, is here as well. A bit of Dire Straits, Romeo and Juliet, because apparently some of us have been telling a few porcupines lately. In the Sun this morning, Ray, Lied and Prejudice.
What?
A quarter of Brits admit to lying about reading classic novels in a bid to seem more intelligent, to try and impress potential lovers and new employers. A Christmas Carol, Pride and Prejudice, and Romeo and Juliet all top the list of books that people claim to have read. So, what was the last book that you read, Ray?
None of them. And do you know what? I would always read autobiography. I think it's, to be fair, I just said to you in the break, didn't I? I said, I've not even read my book. I don't know what that's but it's a situation where if I'm like, I've read Arsene Wenger's and, you know, Martin Keown's just brought one out. I'll read Martin because I like Martin what sort of upbringing he had and all that. And it was tough at times for him. Tony Adams has done some good books. Ian Wright's done a couple of... I'll always keep to the Arsenal connection, probably.
Yeah.
Liam Brady. I love Liam. He'd be great. Dennis Bergkamp, people like that. I love to see get into their heads a little bit. I know I've played with them all them years, but you still want to know the upbringing of them because you don't really talk about your young life.
Yeah.
As a footballer, when you're in the dressing room areas, you learn that through books and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you want to know how their mind works, their upbringing,
absolutely.
what led them to be so successful.
You get to know people's minds when you're with them every day, training every day, and you're having lunch together every day. You're talking about normal things in life and whatever. But I'd go on holiday. My missus would read.
Yeah.
But I just get bored.
What, she read 50 Shades?
I'd rather... yeah. No, I'd just rather walk around and find a bar and have a chat with someone.
Yeah. Anyone at all?
Yeah, it don't matter who. Hello, mate. All right? How's it going? Yeah, but things like that would probably be better for me to do than sit there and read a book. Look, it's nice that people read a book. It's very good that you read books, but I don't read loads, but I would read a good autobiography if I could.
Yeah.
And you'd have to read my book, Shebahn, and tell me what it's like.
I would like to read your book. Bring me a copy, sign it, please, and I'll eBay it.
You have to tell me what it's like. I done it with Amy Lawrence, to be fair, when I done my book, and we done it in a pub.
Yeah.
So she like ghostwrited it, and it took about 40 hours, 42 hours.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Oh,
so, but she done people said she's done a great job.
Yeah.
So
I read Alan Brazil's book before I started.
Alan's done quite a few, hasn't he, Alan?
Yeah,
he loves doing a book, Alan. He's always up for a book. And some of them are fun, some are a bit more serious. Tony done a really good one about being sober, didn't he? He done a good one about when he gave up drinking and all that sort of stuff. So that would help people probably. So they are important at times, books.
Very true. Speaking of which, we want you to tell us if you've heard of these following books. And just to prove that you've heard of them, we'd like you to tell us what they're all about. Pride and Prejudice.
Don't know.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
No. Pass.
The Great Gatsby.
No.
Jane Eyre.
No.
The Gruffalo.
No. I ain't got a clue.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
It's about a caterpillar. It was pretty hungry.
Yeah. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Right, let's get the latest odds now with Coro. It could only be one man ahead of his biggest
play
game
golf
of the weekend. Yeah.
Read a book.
Do you know what? Same here. Rochdale versus York this weekend. Pleased to say Rochdale fan John Hill is with us now from Coro.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
John, have you read any of those?
How you doing, John?
Good morning, guys. I haven't. I'm not a reader. I have to say, I'm like Ray. I watch too much sport.
Live sport, John, is better, isn't it?
Yeah,
to watch that than read a book.
Absolutely. No time for reading, I'm afraid. No, not in my house. So we've got the snooker on at the moment, football going on, all sorts happening.
And do you know what, John?
No, I'm afraid not.
Do you know what, John? There's some great racing today as well, isn't there? Sandown.
There is. Absolutely great racing. Yeah, we've got flat racing at Sandown, 3 o'clock there. It's basically all but a Group 1 in name, this race. Ray Field of Gold, if you remember last season, one of the outstanding 3-year-olds over a mile at the start of the season. His campaign just dipped to the back end of the season, but he's 10-11 to bounce back today. He takes on the unbeaten Zeus Olympios. And then up in your neck of the woods, Shebahn, Perth, they've got some excellent jumps racing today. So, you've treated to great action. And then tomorrow at Sandown, must give a massive shout-out to Coral Ambassador Sean Bowen. He's going to be crowned champion jockey for the second consecutive season. This man is an absolute machine. 240 winners in the season. He's ridden over 1,000 horses this year. So, he can't be... absolutely deserves it. He's put in the miles. He really has. And, brilliant season for him.
1,000 horses this year?
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. His nearest rival, he's ridden around 500. So he's more than ridden double the amount. He's just, he's an absolute machine, as I say. He's up and down the country. Never has a day off.
Here you go.
I wonder if he reads books.
Yeah.
He ain't got time to read a book either, is he, Sean?
No, maybe in the car up and down the motorway, but that's about it.
Definitely.
Looking at the odds then, let's start tonight live on talkSPORT. Sunderland Forest, how are we looking for this one?
Yeah. Well, very difficult to separate these two sides here, Shebahn. 17-10 each, the two. The draw 11-5. I don't think Forest are out of the woods just yet. No pun intended for Forest. They obviously got a little bit of a gap on West Ham and Spurs, but obviously they've got that semi-final to look forward to against Villa, so they'd like to probably, get a bigger cushion before that comes into play. So I wonder if they could get a result tonight. Sunderland started the season well at home. I think they're unbeaten in their first 10 games at the Stadium of Light. They've lost 3 of the last 4 now at home, so their form just dipped slightly. But as I say, very important game for Forest. Need to try and get something ahead of those 2 big games against Aston Villa.
And John, the championship's coming to the end. That second, we know Coventry are champions and well deserved from Frank Lampard. But that second place, John, it's hotting up. Ipswich are still favourites because they've got a game in hand, but they've got Southampton, which is not an easy game. But Millwall are trying to take advantage and get all 3 points against Leicester. Yeah,
you've summarised it perfectly well there. And there are odds on tonight, Millwall, 17-20 to pick up the victory against the Foxes. And as you say, it's all to play for that second spot, both on 79 points, Ipswich and Millwall, but with that game in hand. But whatever happens, Millwall will have the opportunity in the playoffs, won't they, whatever happens. So in terms of promotion betting for them, we make them 11-8 to go up next season. I think one people that probably don't want Millwall to go up next season are the police, because West Ham versus Millwall will be tasty next season. That's if West Ham stay up, of course. They've still got work to do, haven't they? So that will be tasty. And I do live a stone's throw away from the London Stadium, so it will be tasty around here. I might have to lock my door and burn the hatch if that game just takes place next season.
And it's semi-final weekend, John. So some cracking games. Southampton deserve to be there. They're going to have a great day out. Hopefully they can get one over on Man City, which will be difficult. But I'm really looking forward to Chelsea Leeds. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it should be an absolute cracker. Leeds have really picked up, haven't they, in recent weeks? Obviously, they were in danger and a chance to lift some silverware. Well, in terms of this one, Chelsea 3-5 to make the final. Obviously, made that managerial change the other day. Leeds 6-5 to make it through to the final. And in the other game, 1-12 Manchester City to qualify for the final. Southampton 11-2. So that's the FA Cup. And just on the Chelsea managerial market, we've seen a bit of movement this morning for Andoni Iraola. He's now 2-1 favourite for that role. He's got a bit of cash for him. Fabregas obviously in the mix. Philip Luis top end of the betting, and Diego Simeone as well. But at the moment, Iraola sits at the top of the betting at 2-1.
John Boy, Rochdale take on York.
Oh, John.
I'm so nervous,
Rochdale fan, give us a rallying cry for Rochdale, please, before you go, John.
Well, it's just been an incredible season. York 107 points, Rochdale 105, and only one of these two sides automatic promoted. It's just absolutely wild, crazy how this is even possible. I know Jeff Stelling is a big advocate of free up in that division, but it's titles on the line. We're at home, sold out at the Crown Hall Arena, which doesn't happen very often, I have to say, Shebahn. So we're all excited, nervous. I've got no nails left, and if we do get up, there'll be a massive party in Rochdale tomorrow, I can tell you.
Good luck, John.
Yeah, good luck, John.
Enjoy
Cheers,
it.
guys.
Take it easy.
Take care. That was a look at the latest odds with
game,
Coral. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
You just picture John at a game.
Oh, that'd be some game, though.
Oh, hooliganism.
John, no, John's a good man.
Yeah,
but yeah, where they park the bus. Rochdale going to need to win, didn't they? The draw's enough.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how they play, but I'm sure lots of eyes will be on that game.
You'll be buzzing. Okay, coming up for you on talkSPORT Breakfast, if you're running the London Marathon or another marathon this year, stay tuned because legendary British runners Paula Radcliffe and Steve Cram are with us next on Breakfast.
But the most important thing for him and Man City fans is they are now top of the Premier League. How does that make you feel as an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I didn't watch the game. Because it's one of them.
I'm surprised you didn't, because with 5 minutes ago you'd have got very excited about it.
Yeah, no, but it's one of them where I expect when I saw them go one up after 6 minutes.
Yeah,
I went, here we go.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what it means? But it's one of them where you have to just go, okay, fair enough. And I understand where some supporters are coming from when they say it's the best possible outcome. Because if Man City had gone to Burnley and beat them by 6, and you look at the goal difference, you're going, oh my goodness. But now everything is level apart from goals scored.
See, this is what I don't get. So we've got a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it ticking away last night.
Did you?
But Luke, who's a diehard, a devout Arsenal fan, he's nuts about Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
He actually said, he quoted what you've just said, actually, it's the best possible result Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, the best possible result is Man City losing.
Well, obviously that was never going to happen.
No, but also with 5 minutes to go, but then best possible result was Burnley nicking an equaliser.
Yeah, apart from Man City getting beat or drawing, they were the best two. But in terms of this scenario, 1-0 was perfect.
Yeah, but 1-0 is always better than 2-0, better than 3-0. So it's a little bit of a pointless saying.
Well, it's not, because if they go...
The best possible result we could have hoped, that's a lie.
Well, no, the best is
it's the worst win.
Yes, but it's the worst, best result we could have hoped for. Because 1-0 against Burnley...
That's such a bad claim.
Okay, if they're going to be 8-0.
I know. Here's the thing, right? And one more Billy...
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Arsenal legend Ray Parlour is here. This is the music. If this comes on, I'll cry my eyes out. I'll be crying the whole way round it. So many of you getting in touch this morning with your marathon stories or looking for something to calm the nerves ahead of this Sunday, the London Marathon. There's many celebrities taking part in the race this weekend. Aaron Ramsey, Cynthia Erivo. Who's that?
Not sure.
She's the witch in Wicked. She's the witch in Wicked, yeah.
I've watched that as well.
Yeah, she's got some pipes, to be fair. Dame Kelly Holmes, Daddy Pig from Pepper's in there. Joe Wicks.
Yeah, Joe Wicks.
Yeah.
He does the old keep fit, isn't
Yeah, keep fit.
Jodie Morris.
Jodie Morris is in
Chelsea.
there. Yeah, I'm taking part in it as well. I can't wait. If you're feeling the nerves before taking on 26.2 miles, heading up there to support a loved one this weekend. We've got two legends to just see us through and give us the top tip. Welcome to the studio, Steve Cram and Paula Radcliffe. What a pleasure. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so how did you feel before you did a marathon, Paula? I mean, you won this 3 times. What's like match day -2 like for you when you were feeling it?
Excited, a little bit of trepidation as well, a little bit of kind of wanting to fast forward through those 2 days because you don't do very much. You're resting, you're trying to stay hydrated and keep getting carbs inside you, and just thinking about the race. So you kind of just want it to go by as fast as possible. So a little bit of distraction is not a bad thing.
And Paula, Alan Brazil said, you got to start quickly. That was his advice. And look at your trainers. Look down.
Don't look up.
Don't look up. So I don't know what sort of advice you give Shebahn.
Absolute opposite.
From him. No, you're totally right there.
He did 6-minute miles when he was young, so I think he likes to.
Well, that's what he told us anyway. That's what he told us.
He wasn't doing that at the finish, though, was he?
No, definitely wasn't.
Absolutely not. Steve, what about you? I mean, it's such a huge weekend, and a lot of people will be asking you for advice and tips. How do we just stay calm?
Asking the wrong person there as well as a miler. No, I mean, I ran London. Actually, before you, I guess, wouldn't it? Yeah, because I ran it for charity at the end of my career. So I ran it a couple of times in the 90s before I started commentating. I was doing a piece earlier on this morning. I sort of described it as the daddy of the marathons. What I mean by that is although it wasn't the first, it was the first to really capture that public kind of I want to take part in that. Was it 6,500 the first one in 81?
Yeah.
And then it very quickly got bigger than everybody else. It does have a unique atmosphere. I think it's partly because it was the first marathon where people start running for charity a lot. A lot of the other ones, New York was New York, and it's it was a brilliant iconic event. But London just developed this kind of image of being the race that anybody could enter. Hence, we now have, I think it was 1.1 million people tried to enter this year's event. It was amazing. You're running, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm running with the National Autistic Society.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is lovely and something that's close to my heart. But I mean, it's time consuming, and I don't think I'm a natural born long distance runner. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, yeah. No, you've done well. You've done the training.
Yeah, I feel like now this is for anybody who's nervous about it now, if you've put the work in, this is the day you're allowed to enjoy it.
This is the
Don't
party.
worry about the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All the hard work is done. This is the party. Enjoy it. And that enjoyment, and that's why I don't agree with Alan, look down at your shoes, look around you and take in the atmosphere, because it is something special, and that many people trying to get in, you've got a place. Yeah. And a lot of people would swap spaces with you. So when it gets really tough, think, no, I worked hard for this and I'm going to enjoy it. And there will be tough spots within it, but you will come through them. And you will get back to feeling good.
What is the toughest spot, Paula?
It changes. It changes every time. You can't say you're going to get to 17 miles and it's going to be tough. Everybody is individual, and the same person can run the same course 4 or 5 times and you're going to have a different experience each time. It's just where it gets tougher, and it's just getting those techniques that you've done in training. And it's much harder in training when you haven't got all those people lining the streets and all the people running with you.
Yeah. I think
Paul, sorry, Steve. Paul, I was just going to ask you, because Shebahn's a little bit unsure about to wear your watch or not.
Yeah.
Now, because she goes by your watch, did you always have a time you have to set and you're looking at your watch, or
you did? You were trying to win it. I'm just trying to finish the damn thing.
So I always used to start my watch just in case I didn't see any splits. And in fairness, I also did have a big car in front of me with a big clock on the top that told me the time. So I never looked at my watch during it.
Oh, I'll be near that car.
But they do, at each mile marker, they do have the clocks there beside it. Yeah. My advice would be, if you're used to wearing it, wear it. You'll probably find you won't look at it that much. And definitely don't stress about it.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this last night, and I said, who's a first timer, and you need a bit of a plan. So you will have a plan, despite what you're saying. I just want to finish. That is a plan. I'm going to get, but that's non-negotiable. You are going to finish, no matter how long it takes. So that bit you're going to do, okay? But the plan is, okay, so you're not going to sprint off the line for the first 3 miles.
I'm going to hold back for the first 10 miles.
Exactly.
Really.
So what my advice is, have a look at your watch at about 10K.
Right.
And check that you're kind of roughly, if you're going too fast, you need to slow down. First 5K is quick anyway in this race. You'll probably be ahead of your normal schedule. So 10K, things will settle down. You'll be into a rhythm. You will have found your place in the pack. And if that's on your schedule, great. And then don't look at your watch again till probably at least 25K.
Okay.
Right, is what I would say. So
make sure you charge it up as well.
Yeah, if you get looking at your watch the whole time and kind of, oh, I'm going well today, I'm going a bit, so like Paula said before, enjoy, so it starts to hurt about 25, 30K, it's going to start, but enjoy that middle bit of the race. Check you're on schedule and then get your head up, soak up the atmosphere, have a chat with people around you. You'll end up with a group of people who you're roughly going to do the whole thing with.
If they'll stick with me.
Have you got
They will.
Have you got your fueling sorted out?
I think so. So I'm here for weekend breakfast in the morning, and then I've got my massive fat jam bagel, and I'm going to have that about 7. Protein bar before that, my gel, my hydration sachet, another protein bar on the way.
No Prosecco.
No Prosecco until 20.
Yeah, that's
until
after
22 miles, and jelly babies and stuff in my pockets, and the cyst gels I've been using. I've been training with them.
Brilliant.
And I've been having about 6 of them. To be fair, I go, and it's funny when you take those gels. It was Spencer Matthews from Made in Chelsea. He did 30 marathons in 30 days. He said if you wanted to bring your time down a bit, smash a gel. And I swear, a minute comes off my time as I'm taking it. It's like my legs go faster than my mind can go. So yeah, I think I've trained the best I can. I've done the best I can.
Well, you can't do anything else now.
No. That's it.
So don't worry about what you think you haven't done. Accept what you have done. You'll be absolutely fine. You know why I know you're fine? Because 59,000 other people are going to line up. We're all going to get the finish line, and you'll be one of them.
Okay.
So enjoy as much as you can. Don't stress it too much. You will probably cross the line, and like most people say, I'm never doing that again. And then come like Monday, Tuesday, you'll then start to go, actually, you know what? That was brilliant. One of the best things I've ever done. Wonder if I could go a bit faster next time. And that'll all start, But listen, well done for raising your funds as well. So,
Thank you very much, and thanks for being with us today. I'm trying to get Ray to do it next year. I'm saying if Arsenal win the title, Ray Parlour should do it.
If Arsenal win the title,
I think that's fair.
You'll have to ask Tony about it after.
I don't think my knee would get round. I don't think.
What?
My knee.
My knees are sore as well.
No. But I've got no cartilage on that one.
Can I just say
I've got no cartilage in my foot.
There you go.
Paul, I don't need you.
No cartilage.
There is a lady trying to break a world record. There's loads of these Guinness World Records, and there's a lady this year trying to break it for the first person to have had bilateral knee replacements.
Yeah?
So
he hasn't had the replacement.
You haven't had the replacement yet, have you? Yeah.
Book the knee in, get that done in a few weeks, and then get yourself training. London Marathon next year if they win. Come on, you can't say no to these two legends.
To be fair, I mean, what is the sort of pace, Paula? What did you write? Do you know when you get on a treadmill? What sort of pace do you put it on to, and what you run at? Is it about 16?
I don't know what that means.
No.
I don't
Do you
run
know when you're on a treadmill?
Yeah.
You wrap it, 12,
Never
30,
run.
40, 50.
Usually run outside, to be honest.
get
But yeah,
outside.
if I'm on the treadmill, but don't you set it in like minutes per K or minutes per mile?
What do you do minutes per mile?
Now or then?
Then when you run it 3 times.
If I was just getting on for a run, it'd probably be around about 5:45s.
Oh, we were similar then.
Yeah.
Very, very close. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, look, we were elite runners. That's not fair. I mean, I run now, and I'm running like 7.5 minute miling,
Brilliant.
which is
Just
fine.
could only dream.
Steve, I always remember back in the day, Steve over it.
Yeah.
I
know.
That was some brilliant races.
I know. It was all a long time ago. You're old enough to remember, so that's okay.
It was fantastic. It was great to watch, though.
Yeah, it was.
Competitive
That was,
nature of those races was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're such a good.
I mean, you were rushing home to watch it on the 9 o'clock news, weren't
Fantastic.
you?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was just of its time because athletics then was to be fair, there wasn't as much live football and football, as you know, was that sort of early 80s time wasn't athletics, so it seemed to attract all the people could watch it. It was a good,
Yeah,
and we were good. So it was on television a lot. So yeah, it was a bit of a kind of, I don't know, golden era in terms of public perception of what was going on. Oddly now, the running boom, which you are part of, is amazing. You know, if even back then, if I went for a run around the streets of Jarrah, you still got shouted at.
Yeah,
you know, like, what are you doing, you idiots? You know, sort of. Whereas now, if you're not running, Ray, then you're the odd one out, sort of thing, aren't you? Which is fantastic. I don't think if you'd told me back then that 1.1 million people would try to run the London Marathon, I would have said you were crazy.
We're in this generation now where it's all high rocks events and marathons and you know, super whatever. You know, it's brilliant to see. Final tips before you go. Anybody who's running a marathon this year or running the London Marathon, what would you say to them?
You go first.
Oh wow. Do the preparation, because then you're going to have a much more enjoyable experience on race day, and that mainly just remember to enjoy it. And I would say go in knowing there are going to be those rough spots. So have your technique ready, whatever you're going to go to. It might be just looking at the crowd around you. It might be repeating a mantra, singing a song. Any of those work. What works for you? Just have it ready and trust you're going to come through it. And remember, big smile when you cross that finish line.
Okay, enjoy it. Steve?
Yeah, look, you're going to do one of the best things you'll ever do in your life if you've never done it before. You'll talk about it for the rest of your life. So embrace it. It will be hard. It'll be tough. That's why it's memorable. Yeah. But you'll be fine. There are literally 60,000 other people who are in the same, as you are this year. And actually, maybe next year, 2 races at Ray. No excuse again.
Yeah, man, the pressure.
So yeah, look, enjoy it. You know, enjoy. You'll be fine. It'll be great.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much. Are Sunderland getting European football before you go?
Beat Forest tonight. Yeah, I'm making some time to go and find somewhere I can watch that. Not there, but yes, it's been incredible. But yeah, a couple of wins. We're a bit unlucky against Villa last week, but yeah. It's a bit exciting. I'm just
Great
enjoying
season,
it.
Steve.
Yeah.
Enjoying it at the moment. It's brilliant.
Who's your team, Paula?
Liverpool.
Oh, okay. Right, well, guys.
So good.
Can you not tell by the accent?
Listen, thank you so much for coming in
Thanks,
today.
guys.
Listen, I grew up watching you guys doing this, and to get tips from you a couple of days before
Good luck.
is very special. So thanks for being with us.
You'll smash it.
Thank you, Paula. God,
Give us a wave.
Yeah.
Give us a wave as you go past us.
We were watching out for you. What time do we go off air? Are you going to still be out there?
Yes, I'll be at I'll be. I keep having
We're on
dreams
till the-
that I'm the
we're on
last
till-
one.
We're on till the end.
Oh, Steve Cram, Paula Radcliffe, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the London Marathon. Coming up for you, we're going to turn our attention to the FA Cup semi-finals. Can Southampton conquer City? We'll discuss that next. Good morning.
The big news is that Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis. And that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley, and then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosinia, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosinia sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years. And it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking at all the other media outlets. We've got it before everyone, so I really appreciate you telling talkSPORT first. Why the big change of heart? Because it wasn't that long ago the owners came out and almost confirmed.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, how are you this morning? You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. It's 10 to 9, it's Shebahn Aherne and for Alan. Ray Parlour is here as well. Manchester City will hope to keep their treble hopes alive as they take on Championship side Southampton at Wembley tomorrow. It's live on talkSPORT. It's now 8 semi-finals in a row for Pep, winning the last 3. But Southampton, what a run they are on. 20 games unbeaten in all competitions. They've soared into the playoff places and they dumped out Arsenal in the quarterfinals. You've just about finished crying.
No, they deserved it. I thought they was brilliant on the night.
That was good,
Southampton. It was really, they played to their strengths. They got it full quick, which they'll probably do similar to Man City.
Yeah.
I think they'll play a similar sort of way. They'll expect Man City to have all the possession, which they will. But when they win the ball back, they get it, and they've got a little bit of pace on the wings. So, no, it should be an interesting game.
Can they pull off another shock? You'll find out tomorrow live on talkSPORT. We can speak to now their former striker, Charlie Austin, is with us. Good morning, Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Yeah, great. Thanks. How are you? You well?
Not too bad. Just finished the school run. The sun's shining,
Fair
and
play.
I'm off to the golf course.
Oh, nice
I
one,
could
Charlie.
have guessed that, Charlie. I literally could have
So
guessed
you
that.
got to make the most of it when the sun's out.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, I'm a fair weather golfer, I am, shall we say?
What are you playing off, Charlie, now?
10. A steady 10, shall we say, right?
That's more than fair weather. If you get out a little bit more in the week, you could be down into single fingers.
Fingers?
Early start, Shebahn.
She's too busy worrying about the marathon, Charlie. That's what.
I know. Good luck, Shebahn. You'll smash it. You'll be fine.
Thanks, Charlie. Good luck with your fingers as well.
Yeah. But Charlie, we got to ask you about Southampton. What a run they're on. I mean, if you could see the start they had and whatever, but in the league, they've motored up the league. They've got every chance of going into that playoffs or even automatic if they can keep. Well, there might be a little bit too much automatic, but they'll certainly be one of the favourites for the on the playoffs. But what a game this weekend for them, isn't it? I mean, Man City come to Wembley, and they've got nothing to lose, have they? They're going to go enjoy it. The fans will enjoy it. But it should be a cracking game.
It's a nice distraction, I think, Ray, really. Semi-final FA Cup, amazing achievement for the club. But league form, they've been on a great run. They really have. And they've got an outside chance of making the automatics. They really do.
Yeah.
Because Middlesbrough, Ipswich and Millwall will play and pass a parcel with the second place. But listen, I really think they've got to go there and respect Man City. Of course they will, but have a right good go at them, because ultimately, if you don't, you can see them going 4, 5 or 6 if you let them go.
Yeah, it's similar to Arsenal, really, isn't it? I mean, I thought they played to their strengths. They got it. As soon as they won the ball back, they sort of missed the midfield out, didn't they? Because they're strong in midfield, Man City. Arsenal are as well. And I think they'd be exactly the same as what they did at Arsenal. They'd try and do that against City.
Yeah, and I think that's what I mean by respecting Man City, of course, because we know all the qualities they have, but playing their own game. And don't let, obviously the occasion is a FA Cup semi-final, but if Southampton stick to their game plan, it'll be fine.
And there's less pressure on them as well, Charlie, because they are against, Manchester City as well. Is that a good position for them to be in?
I think so. I think so more than anything, because the reason why I think it is, they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. FA Cup semi-final, all the fans are going, exciting day for them. And as you say about the occasion, get into them, they're a Championship football club at the moment, and their biggest thing is trying to get into the Premier League, of course. So that's why I say this is a nice distraction. And if they were playing Leeds, for argument's sake, and there's no disrespect to Leeds or Chelsea, you're thinking, listen, we got a chance here. We got an outside chance. You got a small bit where you're not giving Southampton much of a chance against Man City, but you've got to be in it to win it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just the fans as well. They love the day out, wouldn't they? They love a day out at Wembley Stadium. And, I remember playing Southampton back in 2003, I think, in the Millennium Stadium at the time. And you can, I know they lost the game in the end, in the final, but you could just see the excitement of the fans just being there for a big occasion. So it'll be the same tomorrow. I mean, the semi-final is a massive occasion. All eyes will be on that game, and it's a real opportunity for someone to say, look, can I be a hero for Southampton Football Club?
Listen, I think the biggest figure, Ray, I played for Southampton in the last FA Cup semi-final when we lost to Chelsea 2-0. The sun was shining, it was roasting, and all of a sudden Giroud turned into Strictly Come Dancing feet inside the box, and that was the end of that. It'd be a great occasion. Southampton fans will come in their numbers and support their team, and as long as the sun's shining, the tube strikes calm down, and I'm safe to say I'm glad that this game is on the Saturday and not on the Sunday due to the London Marathon.
This is true, very true. Just quickly, Charlie, while we've got you, we had a Burnley fan on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday saying Scott Parker isn't the right manager to take them forward after getting relegated this season. Do you agree with that stance?
I'm going to say yes, Shebahn, because the reason why sometimes you can obviously overstay your welcome at a football club and it can turn a bit stale. And this never really happened with Sean Dyche, and it was a different type of manager. I know he was there for a long, long time, but he was up and down, but he made the football club his own. I'm not sure Scott Parker has that same connection with the Burnley fans, and that's why I can agree with that Burnley fan calling up yesterday and saying he's not the man to take us forward. But Burnley also have got to be careful what they wish for.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, Charlie, good luck.
Play well, Charlie, today.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Shebahn, good luck.
Thank you, mate. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. We'll speak to you again very, very soon. That's former Southampton striker Charlie Austin, aiming for single fingers. That came out well, didn't it? Right, coming up for you on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
So, after Man City took the top spot in the table for the first time since August, Ray Parlour told us this morning that he thinks his beloved Arsenal are no longer the favourites for the league. You look surprised, but you did.
No, I don't think they are. Shall I have a look?
Did I? Arsenal fans, we want your calls this morning. Are you still favourites, or is it Man City's hands now? Do you benefit more from maybe being the hunter or the hunted? 03717 223344 is the number. Arsenal fans, give us a call this morning. The legend Ray Parlour is here to inspire you or have your say. We'll be waiting on the line to take your calls now. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit by the sounds of it as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit, you know.
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful. You know?
Well, let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like, you know. I don't do things because I don't want to do it. And this is a luxury, especially nowadays. People would think, okay, with the money you earn, but I gave everything to my ex-wives. I had 3 divorces, and I gave the half of it to the States too. So, but I'm still very happy. I try, you know, every single morning when I wake up, I want to stay positive because life is beautiful. I know it's very difficult, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to be positive. This is my religion.
Coming on this show often might change that.
Well, I was going to say,
if I have to come every single day with Simon, maybe.
Don't blame me. I'm positive. I was going to say, Emmanuel, you only do things in life that you want to do, and you're sitting beside him.
It's a luxury, actually,
Yes,
because
it's a luxury.
most of the people, they don't have the choice to do it.
Do you know when you won it? In '98, what was the culture like in that squad? The environment, what
Amazing.
was it? What was the mood? Who's your best pal in that squad?
Patrick, Fabien, Robert. I had so many strong links, you know, with former players.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning to you. Happy Friday. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus get an extra £500 when you part exchange. You can shop the upgrade event today. All thanks to our friends at Arnold Clark. My name is Shebahn Aherne, and for Alan Brazil, Ray Parlour is here as well. Arsenal's April has once again been a little bit miserable, and the fire that was once promised hasn't really been that great or too hot to handle for everyone else.
I'm on fire.
Southampton 2, Arsenal 1.
I'm on fire.
Ball running through to Scott, who's running through the centre. He's charging through the middle and he slammed it home. And Arsenal are behind again.
Have an early breakfast.
They've been beaten at home by Bournemouth by 2 goals to 1.
Bring your lunch, bring your dinner. I'm on fire.
Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1.
This will be the biggest bottle job in Premier League history.
Now, there's no fear, it's just fire.
They dislodge Arsenal from first place for the first time in 200 days. Arsenal fans, look away now.
Bring your lunch. I'm on fire.
What are you having for lunch today?
I don't think he got the whole dinner, Patter.
No.
This is like, you would see there's your dinner, right?
Yeah.
Like when you.
But no, look, it's a situation now. They've got to just concentrate on it. They've got to don't listen to the outside noise.
Do you cringe at that? That chat from your manager?
No, well, look, it is what it is. There's a lot of things where people say things that you think, well, why'd you say that for? Of course, but you when you're a manager, there's so much pressure and all that sort of stuff. You're gonna sometimes bite and whatever. But the players have just got to worry about themselves, do their jobs, and get on with it. Stop the outside noise, though. Don't listen to people when they say bottle. You just concentrate on your own. What you got to do as a team, as a player, individually. You put your job in and do your. Oh, Shebahn. Is that what you're gonna take round London Marathon?
I thought there would be more tears in it, to be honest.
Oh, it's getting, look at it. This is the big problem. Talk sport. You know what I mean? This is what happens. But they'll jump on the old bandwagon. But there's still a long way to go. They are favourites. I did look it up, Shebahn, like you said, and they are favourites.
Yeah. City are, yeah.
If you put some Peroni in that, I'll drink that. See, guys.
Would you cry? I mean, would your tears go into this massive? What is this even called?
No, not at all. I mean, football it's an hard trophy to win the league. It ain't easy, but what it is, they put themselves in a massive position early doors, and everybody thought they were going to run away with it. I was never one of them supporters to say we're going to win it by March. I know Piers said that, and I respect Piers, but that was never going to happen because football. I can't see you now, Shebahn.
Yeah. I think the massive bottle of Arsenal tears.
That was never going to happen. So I was quite realistic about the title race. Man City, you know how good they are. They can click into gear. They're always going to challenge any team. So I was always worried about Man City. And look, it could go down to the wire still. That's why they've now got to go out and try and play like they did against City and get the goals they need, because it's no good you're just trying to defend every single game now. They've got to go out and try and, with the handbrake off a little bit, and try and get at Newcastle and Fulham the next couple of games and try and get a few goals under their belts. And that will give everybody a lot of confidence.
What's hard, though, Ray, is that this all feels a bit deja vu. You've been here before.
Yes, of course.
You know, how much does that hurt and how much does that worry you? Have they changed? Have they learned enough of a lesson?
I'd rather have players in my team that have been there and done it. There's no doubt about that. Who've won trophies and won titles and that can help you, especially the young players, because the young players will always look up to the older players. I did as a player. I always looked up to the people who've been there and done it and ask them questions and whatever, and go by them, if you know what I mean. So that helps Man City. That puts them in a little bit more control, because you've got some big players in that team who've won big trophies. But it's a situation now. Don't worry about Man City. All you got to do is worry about yourselves. And all eyes will be on the Emirates. I'm sure all City fans will be looking at the Emirates as well to see if they will drop points again. And it puts them in massive control if they do. So all they've got to do the jobs individually, do it as a team, and get over the line somehow and win football matches now. And that's all they can do. And hopefully that's Man City will drop points. That's all we can hope for.
Do you feel there might be a lack of leadership in this Arsenal squad? I mean, maybe Declan Rice aside, when you saw him at the end.
Well, Gabriel as well. I mean, you got to have leaders all over the park. I mean, you always look at the captain, don't get me wrong, but the captain is not the most important person. You've got to have people. You could have 6 captains in the team. That's what you should have.
Yeah, but he nearly got sent off last week. I mean, he should have been sent off last week.
Yeah, he got lucky. There's no doubt about that.
But is that a leader at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I mean, look, I listened to Dermot Gallagher on Sky Sports, and he said it wasn't violent conduct. It wasn't a sending off. So I don't know what the rules are these days. I don't know if it was or if it wasn't. Probably been half and half. But you've got to have leaders across the pitch. You've got to have people dragging people through now. And I'm sure they've had a lot of conversations after the run they're on to say, come on, we got to roll our sleeves up and get out there and win the fight before we can start playing football. But certainly against City, there was a lot more offensive-minded, which I want to see. You've got to be offensive-minded. Sometimes don't miss the midfield out, go straight to the forwards and push up as a unit and play in their half, if you know what I mean, and take more risks in their half. They seem to take more risk in their own half than what they do in the opposition half. So that's got to turn around a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know what? You would take being in this position 2 months ago.
Absolutely.
You're still in it.
The Champions League, they're still in. They've got a great opportunity in Champions League, maybe, against Atletico, in between, obviously, Newcastle and Fulham, the first leg, which will be vital because it's away from home. And you've got to try and if you can get something away from home, it'll be a real... puts him in a great position being at the Emirates. So, look, there's still a long way to go. There's still lots to play for. So, I just hope the players can really see they're going to regret it if they don't win it because they've been in such a great position.
Well, a man who knows how to win a title with Arsenal, Emmanuel Petit, believes if Arteta can't get this one over the line, his future has to be questioned.
I will answer that question as a player, as a former player. I will be so annoyed. I will think to myself, is it time for me to go somewhere else? Because we've been fighting for the title and for any reason. And for me, this season, especially, you have no excuse.
No.
You lose it.
But do you think, I think it'd be crazy to get rid of Arteta personally, even if they don't win anything. But the fans, some Arsenal fans are suggesting if they don't win anything, he should go.
Probably, yeah.
What do you think, Ray?
No, I think I'm with Danny. Because I always look at the other clubs like Manchester United and Chelsea. Look at Chelsea now, and they're Tottenham even managers come in go, and I think Arteta. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a disastrous season, but I think they're giving mine more opportunity. I think he'll get next season as well, and go from there because you always got to look around who's going to take his place, and it can be a roller coaster situation. If you bring another manager, it doesn't work. He don't get too long. He gets sacked, and then someone else comes in and it doesn't work. And
But with the money spent in this, because it's a brilliant squad, do you not think somebody else might maybe just get them over the line? I don't want that.
He might be the one who says I can't do the job and walk away. I don't know, but
to finish second.
Who would you have? You tell me. Go on. Who would take the job?
It's not my.
And it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
Say it was Luis Enrique from PSG.
Well, would he want to leave PSG?
But say he did.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is if
of course, you would look at the managers who would be leaving their clubs. If you knew he was leaving, of course they would be interested in someone like him because he's won trophies. There's no doubt about that. But if he doesn't leave, then I'm not just going to go around and say, oh, well, here do, and suddenly he comes in, it doesn't work out and whatever. We've seen what other clubs have said before. We've seen other clubs do that and it hasn't worked. But I do believe that he will get one more chance. And if he doesn't do it then, of course, then you've got to look at elsewhere.
Okay.
But I do think he will get another chance if he doesn't win anything. But he still could win a big trophy. So I'm not going to go negative and say, oh, yeah, if he doesn't win, because if I'm a player now, I'm positive. Come on, we can still do this.
Yeah.
We can still get to the Champions League final. We can still maybe win over 90 minutes. And anybody can win any game in 90 minutes. So there's still lots to play for me.
I think that is that from the past.
And don't listen to the outside noise. Don't listen to what we're saying now and certain people. That's what they want. If you start listening to it, you get doubts in your mind as a player.
Stop giving us the outside noise. Like that package there, it's used against him.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's used against him. And you get it, he feels he's doing all the right things. Nobody can judge him.
You've got to get your blinkers on now. If you're an Arsenal player, get your blinkers on.
Yeah.
Know exactly what your job is every single game. Get out there and do your job. And if you do your job, everybody does their jobs, then you could be successful.
Absolutely. Listen, it's a fascinating old time, though, isn't it?
That's great. I mean, it's great for the neutral. Even the bottom of the table. I mean, whoever's going to go down is going to be interested. Two massive clubs, West Ham and Spurs. Who's going to go down out of those? I do put it at 2-horse race down the bottom. And who's going to win the title?
Yeah.
Two big clubs as well. So, look, who knows? That's why we love it. And we love the Championship. We love League One, League Two, because this time of the year, everybody now is playing for something really big. Big for the clubs.
Arsenal have Newcastle.
Two big home games now.
Yeah, 2 big home games for them ahead. And then by the time City play again in the league, Arsenal could be 6 points clear of them again. City obviously have the cup game against Southampton tomorrow. It's live for you, the semi-final, 5:15 here on talkSPORT. That's Man City versus Southampton coming up for you next on talkSPORT. Little tiny Sam Murphy.
Oh, he's back, little Sam.
Cute. Has waddled his way into the office. Not only next, we'll embarrass him.
Just finish his bottle and he'll be in.
He'll be here very soon. Just needs to...
I'll wind him. Do you want me to wind him before he does it?
If you could change his nappy, that would be great. Curse of the commentator and his booster seat is on the way next.
What's happened?
Hello, matey.
What's happened?
You all right?
How are you, matey? You good?
I'm all right. Yeah, very well. Thank you very much.
Gaffer's gone.
Yeah.
Gaffer's
after
slapped.
Yeah, last night's performance
slapped
was unacceptable, mate.
Yeah, he got slapped.
Yeah, something.
Slap.
That could not stay the same. The run of results and performances have just led to this. I mean, you heard me last night. I was absolutely crestfallen last night.
Thought he done well, mate. Thought he done well.
Well,
First
the fact that he's gone suggests that he didn't. You know, it's one of those situations that something had to give, and we weren't. You know, you can't go through over 8 hours of football without scoring a match in a game in the Premier League. You can't do that. Those glasses look ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Are they hurting your eyes? I'll put them on. They start to.
I can't see nothing.
So if I do some hand signals to you, you won't see them.
No. I can't say. I actually genuinely. I'm disappointed. He's a good manager, Rosina.
Well,
playing some good stuff.
He may well be in the future a very good manager, but right here, right now, things were falling apart at the seams, and they were falling apart quite quickly. The last goal we scored in the Premier League was away in a victory against Aston Villa 4-1.
Yeah.
That was in March.
Yeah, some encouraging signs in.
And you can't carry on playing games. And last night's performance, it was unacceptable. That was completely unacceptable. You can look and you can lose a football match, and I've seen over the years Chelsea lose plenty of football matches, but it's the manner in the defeat, and the players, they need to look at themselves as well, by the way.
The one and only Sam Ryder! Please welcome back You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I've missed coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your...
have that on my playlist. I need to put that on the running playlist.
You don't have Bruce Springsteen?
What am I thinking?
Wow.
Any running suggestions, Sam? You can.
Have you never done a marathon? Have you?
Half marathons only for me. I'm doing a half marathon actually in October. I've got another one booked. But marathon's too much for me, mate. I just get bored.
What are you doing half marathon in though? Like, what's your time?
Shoes. Well, listen, I messed up last time. I did it just over 2 hours, and I want to do under 2 hours.
Okay.
So.
It's just time consuming, isn't it? Sam, like, you're busy enough. I feel like every time I turn on the radio, the TV, you're there. Never mind train for a marathon.
Well, training for a half marathon, you're an hour a day.
Yeah.
Hour and a bit a day.
A day?
Yeah, that's all right.
That's a lot, though.
It's a lot of running.
That's a lot. I did one long run a week.
Did you?
Yeah. I think that's
What was it, 20 miles up to 20?
I did up to 18.
18.
So you've done a marathon?
I'm doing it on Sunday.
Oh.
Thanks for listening, Sam.
And she's doing even the breakfast show beforehand.
Oh.
That is
It's
like...
going to be a great day. And then I'm going on holiday on Monday.
You need that. You'll need
Child free. Love your kids, but child free.
One of our producers did the
Book a
same
massage
half
right away.
marathon as me
Mm.
and had to wait at the finish line to make sure I got back in time to do my show.
You're going to run
So I
straight to the
was
airport?
so bad by the end of it. And that was a half marathon.
Okay. Yeah. No, I
Don't
can't.
put her off, Sam.
No, I
You'll
can't
be
wait.
fine.
I'm up for it. It's going to be
but
fun.
you're fitter than me.
It's the fun day. It's the fun.
And the crowd are great. Just
Yeah.
don't go off too fast. Because
Alan said you've got to really go
I'm
fast.
not doing it. I'm holding back.
Hold back.
Hold back and just pace myself. I'm not going to win it. My daughter keeps asking if I'm going to win. But yeah,
Just
I'll
tell
be
her.
What if you did, though?
like 59.
When you get your medal, she thinks you've won. She don't know that everyone gets a medal, does she?
I know.
So just say I won.
Until she sees me dragging my backside across the finish line.
I'm
Yeah,
dead
she'll be like,
impressed
"What
by
happened?"
this.
You're impressed?
I'm dead impressed by this, yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Because it takes a lot of discipline to train for that.
It has been. It's been long, like the winter months, the wind, the rain.
Yeah.
It's been lonely, and I've done it.
Well
so
done.
I'm going to enjoy Sunday, and
So you should.
don't care what time I do it, just do it.
We'll cheer you on.
Anyway, enough about me. Let's do this now. Curse of the commentator, because Sam is here.
And it just don't matter now. Little by little, gave you everything you ever dreamed of. Little by little.
A busy weekend of Premier League and FA Cup action coming on, so let's preview some of the games across the talkSPORT network in Curse of the Commentator. Very good morning to our chief football commentator, Sam Matterface, also known as Little Sam. Does anyone call you Little Sam in public now? Or
Yeah,
is that
all
caught
the
on?
time. Literally, in every single WhatsApp group I've got, every time I get into a cab.
Cute.
I was on the train the other day,
Nice.
and some bloke just stood up and went, "It's Little Sam," which was lovely, by the way. Hello, Brad.
Oh, there's other ways you could be greeted, so that's
Absolutely true.
okay. Time to play our predictor game, Curse of the Commentator.
I put a spell on you. Cause you're mine.
So, a quick reminder of the rules. Ray and Sam both have 20 seconds to give us a prediction for 3 great games across the talkSPORT network this weekend. For each match, they will get 1 point for a correct result, 3 points for a correct score, and 1 bonus point for naming a goal scorer as well. The scores at the moment, Ray has a comfortable lead.
No, he's not comfortable.
I'd say that's comfortable.
5?
It's more than
Or is it
you're
8? Oh, it's 8 now.
48
I thought it was 5, but she's gone
It
8.
is 5. Is that not comfortable?
Not really.
Changing 1 week.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right.
Okay.
First up, Sunderland take on Forest live on talkSPORT tonight. Ray, you go first.
Yes, I mean, this is a big game for Forest. Sunderland as well, because they're just outside the European places, and they'll be trying to push on and try and get into those places, which will be an unbelievable season for Sunderland. But I think Forest, I think Pereira's getting the tune out of them now. They got a good result last game out. Gibbs White scoring a hat-trick. I'm going to sit on the fence and go 1-1.
Oh, that's what I've got.
Robbie, we'll do the same if you want.
You're going
That's not going to help me, is it?
Yeah, Sam.
Well, not really. But go 2-2 then. Go the old Desmond.
Sam, go for it.
There's not many goals in games involving Sunderland, so I'm not going to do that. I'll go 2-1 Forest instead. No, I'll change my mind because I think Nottingham Forest actually on the best run of the season so far. Sunderland, get this. You're not going to believe this is a true story. Sunderland have never won a Premier League game on a Friday night. It's the only day of the week they're yet to win on.
Is that right?
Oh, there you
How many games they played on a Friday then?
Don't
None.
ask
One.
You'll get them.
2-1 then, and I'll go Chris Wood.
Okay, perfect.
Chris Wood, yeah.
Next up, Manchester City versus Southampton in the FA Cup semi-finals live on talkSPORT tomorrow. Sam, take it away.
Well, Manchester City, I would expect to go through, mainly because the last side from outside the Premier League to reach the FA Cup final were Cardiff 18 years ago, even when Coventry City probably deserved to get there a couple of years ago. So I'll go Manchester City 2, Southampton 1. City have won their last 5 games. They're playing okay. They weren't at their very, very best on Wednesday night, Wednesday night, whenever it was. They looked a little bit tired towards the end, but there was some good football in that as well. I'll go Semenyo.
Okay. Ray?
Yeah, look, everybody, all eyes. I think Southampton's going to have a great day out. They've got nothing to lose. They could surprise them, but I do believe City will go on and be too strong for Southampton. Team-wise, I think it would play pretty strong side, both of them. Certainly Man City. Southampton have one eye on Ipswich as well because they've got a very important end to their season. They could get promoted to the Premier League, which would be brilliant. I'm going to go 2-0 Man City.
Okay.
And the scorer, I don't know who's going to play, but I've got to go Haaland.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Finally, live on talkSPORT, the second semi-final this Sunday, Chelsea versus Leeds. Sam.
Yeah, I'm doing this one. First FA Cup final since FA Cup semi-final since 1987 for Leeds United. Leeds have got fight. Chelsea, well, they'll have to be better than they were on Tuesday night when they were abysmal.
I was listening to your commentary. That was terrible, wasn't it?
They were awful.
First 15, 20 minutes.
I think Leeds know they're safe, really, so they can put a lot of their eggs in this basket. And they've been doing really well. They've shown real fight in that game against Bournemouth in midweek as well. Chelsea are the FA Cup's top scorers this season. The last time they scored this many goals in a cup run was 1970 when they beat Leeds in the final at Old Trafford. Leeds 2, Chelsea 1.
Okay.
Calvert-Lewin.
Okay. Raimondo?
Right, okay, yeah. I mean, Chelsea were awful against. They can't play like that again, surely. So they've got to do it for the fans. The fans have demanded it, I should imagine, Chelsea fans. Leeds are having a decent season. I think there will be safe Leeds, no problem. I think it's an exciting season for Leeds. The support will be amazing for Leeds. You watch at Wembley. I'm going to go 90 minutes, 1-1.
Okay.
And my scorer, who would I go for scoring? I would go...
I'm going to have to...
Palmer.
Palmer? Okay.
Will he play? He will play, won't he? Chelsea? No?
What do you know?
I don't know.
What do you know?
Maybe.
Yeah, you do.
Wait a minute, can I change it?
What's that about?
Pedro, is he fit? Pedro.
I don't want to tell him, do I? I want him to get it wrong.
Is Pedro fit?
João Pedro will trained yesterday.
Oh, right, let's go Pedro then.
Okay.
Do you mind me if I change it?
No, you can change it. It's
Pedro,
fine,
Pedro.
You can do what you like. You're an invincible.
Is
Pedro.
anybody counting this? Anyone at all?
No one's...
They just make it up anyway. And if I get ahead, they just null and void the scores.
Back down.
Yeah.
That's just because, you're small.
By the way, when you said, do people call you Little Sam in public? And I said yes. Did you hear them all in the gap? I haven't even got my headphones on and I could hear
He's
them.
the worst, Ollie. Ollie's the
laughing their
worst.
heads off, thinking that's the best thing they've ever come up with.
I know. It doesn't take much to entertain them, apart from just laughing at us. Sam Mataface, have a great weekend.
Nice to see you.
You're
Yeah,
back
Sam,
on
look,
at
that's-
10 o'clock this month.
Sorry, Sam.
That was a little puppy dog being bottle fed, by the way, for people who couldn't see that.
Baby.
All right, I'll see you at 10 o'clock this morning, and we've got live games Friday, Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and Monday night as well. So lots of live football on talkSPORT to look forward to.
And it's you and Crookie and Gabfather at 10.
It is, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's coming on the show today, which we're looking forward to.
Lovely stuff. Sam, thank you. Have a great show. Have a good weekend.
Sam.
Coming up for you, we're going to turn our attention further to Chelsea versus Leeds. It has been historically one of the dirtiest in football. Say dirty in a Glaswegian accent.
Dirty.
Will we see something similar on Sunday? We'll find out next.
I don't know where West Ham's next win will be. I don't know where Spurs is will be. But if Spurs beat Wolves, which is the easiest game out of all the fixtures combined,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put my house on West Ham beating Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle, or Leeds. And if Spurs beat Wolves, West Ham are going to have to beat one of those teams. Or get a few draws, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I can't see that happening. So now I don't really know where my money is as to who's going down now.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought, and I've said to you before, I thought Spurs would survive. I just think they've got a bit more about them. I know they haven't won a game in 2026, a league game, but it probably was a little bit of a missed opportunity last night. To be fair, it could have got a lot worse because they had chances. When Brennan Johnson's header, he probably should have done a lot better with that.
Yeah.
Goal obviously ruled out, rightly so, with the handball. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for West Ham. I mean, they're both playing at the same time, which is quite interesting at the weekend. So at least there's not one almost. Oh my goodness, they've won.
Neither on telly, right? They're both Saturday afternoon.
Both 3 o'clocks. So
I can't remember. You got that stick, haven't you?
What stick?
Huh?
What stick?
So you can watch games.
No, I haven't got no stick.
I thought you got Premier League TV.
Yeah, code, not stick, not stick.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant. Sorry,
We'll
Darren.
use
Yeah,
the word code, please.
I meant code.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. But yeah, I think West Ham will see it as an opportunity missed. But I said yesterday when we were predicting scores, for me, it just had draw written all over it. Palace, I know maybe, obviously, after getting through in the Europe and going back home and making changes, Palace at home were just quite hard to play against, quite solid, quite rigid in their shape as well.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Who sings it, Ray? Kate Bush. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. It's Shebahn Aherne and for Alan Brazil. Ray Parlour is here as well. See, what's great about the London Marathon is there's no hills.
No.
See where I am in St Albans, everywhere you turn there's a hill. Everywhere you go from the house,
Did you try and find a route with no hills, or?
Yeah. But I'd need to head into another town.
You drive out a bit?
No, I didn't do that. I just ran it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, there's hills everywhere. So I'm looking
Well,
forward
hills
to...
is good for your stamina, isn't it?
Well, hopefully it'll pay off on Sunday. Hopefully it'll pay off.
Yeah, she's easy.
Yeah.
And when you know.
Just imagine I'm cruising because I've on my
Oh,
health
I've only got 6 miles left. I'm absolutely cruising. Who knows? You might feel like it, you might not. I don't know.
I can
I'm
dream
hoping you feel like that.
I can dream. Ahead of the big run, Alan Brazil, the legend
Now,
himself.
you've got to listen to Alan.
I've got to listen to Alan because he gave Virgin Radio legend Chris Evans some marathon advice a couple of years ago.
As always, as my running guru, any last-minute tips, Al?
Don't wear gazelles.
No. As I said to my daughter, kick off quick and have a little break halfway and then finish strong.
Which is the opposite of all the advice.
And don't look ahead, look down, look at the ground.
No.
It goes quicker.
None of that is right.
What? It is.
You start off slow.
No, you kick off.
get quicker.
You don't start slow, you kick off.
No, you get injured
and have a little break. No, you don't. What do you know about marathons? Right, you kick off.
What do you know about marathons? You've done half.
Excuse me, when I was a kid, I was a better runner than you.
No chance.
I was. What? I was that second fastest time
And
in
his,
Glasgow.
his dad could fight your dad.
Oh,
and his granddad could fight your granddad.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you
can imagine at school.
And by the way,
I could run. Make no, forget me now. I could run. Don't you worry about that, Parlour.
All right.
When the bill comes.
I'm going to go out on a whim here and say Alan has had a few that morning.
He probably did have a few, yeah. I should imagine.
Change times. Look at the ground and start fast.
And Chris has done so many marathons. He said, "No, Alan, that's a totally wrong thing to do.
You don't do that. Nobody
do the
ever
opposite
does
what
that.
Alan says."
See, you know Danny Mills. He's
Yeah.
he's kind of been my guru over the last month because he's done several, and his boy obviously.
His boy's athletics, isn't he?
Yeah, well,
he's really good.
He's Team GB,
Yeah,
isn't
of
he,
course.
George Mills?
Yeah.
And he had a look at all of my. I sent him all my data through from my watch, my
Yeah.
splits, and my whatever, and he said, "You're in a good place. You
Oh,
know,
good.
now it's a case of mentally preparing."
Yeah. I know,
and
but
fueling.
do you know what, Shebahn? You should be really excited about it because you've got all the crowd there. The crowd will get you around, and they will know you.
I'd love to see you there.
Come on,
Ray.
Shebahn. Come on, Shebahn.
I'd love to see you out there. Come on, Ray.
No. What? Watching you?
Please.
I'll come and watch you if you. No problem.
Hey, come on out then.
But it's a really good thing you're doing. There's no doubt about that. And everybody who's going to take part has got to raise money for charity, haven't they?
A lot of people.
So that's always where it comes out. And it's amazing the stat, what Steve said earlier, Steve Graham. 1.1 million and try to enter it. Yeah. And there's only 60,000.
Crazy, isn't it? I know you're so lucky that you get a space.
1.1 million. That is amazing.
And then you become part of the 1% club. 1%
Yeah.
of the population have done a marathon.
And it'd be interesting to see when you do finish and you get your medal and you go to Portugal and you're sitting on the beach and you say to Jamie, "I'll tell you, I really enjoyed that. I might do it next year."
I know. That weird buzz.
I might go to New York and do it.
Do you think you
New
could
York,
give me a wee...
but New York would be nice,
I
wouldn't it?
know. Or the Boston Marathon or Paris a couple of weeks
Paris,
ago.
there we go.
Anyway, I don't see me getting that bug. Can't wait to get it.
Ask Michelle, because she's done them all as well. Michelle Brazil.
Yeah, Michelle's done a few.
She's done quite a few, so she's the one who asked what it's like.
She said
what's
she
your hardest?
gets the bug. Like when I told her I was doing it, she's like, "Oh, I'm jealous."
I remember asking Paula, I think, what was the hardest one. I'm sure she said New York
New
was
York, isn't
really difficult, or it's harder. Yeah. Of course.
Anyway, cannot wait for everyone doing the London Marathon this weekend.
Yeah, good luck,
Know someone
everyone.
doing it. Good luck. Let's just enjoy it and have
If
a
you see
good
Shebahn, keep pushing her on. Yeah. Come on, Shebahn. Come on, Shebahn.
Drag me over the
Bring a
finish
rope.
line. Don't forget, TFI Unplugged is back tonight on Channel 4. Yes, it's the return of Chris Evans, rolling back the 90s. Brilliant guests like Paul McCartney on TFI Unplugged at Channel 4, 11 o'clock tonight. Do not miss it. He's also swipe across on Virgin Radio on the talkSPORT app if you fancy some tunes this morning with Chris Evans. But now, what a time to be a Leeds fan. Wednesday's 2-2 draw at Bournemouth meant you hit the magical 40 points mark and have guaranteed safety in the Premier League. A trip to Wembley in the FA Cup semi-finals now awaits Leeds as they take on managerless Chelsea with a huge chance of making their first final since 1973. That is incredible. Chelsea and Leeds do have history. Back in 1970 they played in the FA Cup final, which was dubbed the dirtiest game in history and the 6th most viewed TV event in UK history. Here's talkSPORT's Tom Clayton with more.
And it's Leeds will kick off.
And kick off it did. The 1970 FA Cup final replay at Old Trafford. Some call it the dirtiest game in history. The rivalry between Chelsea and Leeds that had developed for years bore its gritty teeth.
Giles, with his legs whipped away from him by Hutchinson. Now it's a free kick to Leeds. Foul by Webb on Clark. The net is hurt. Nick Jones saying, I went for the ball, but The referee is telling him to be a wee bit careful.
Scottish football journalist Hugh McIlvenney wrote, "At times it appeared that Mr Jennings, the referee, would give a free kick only on production of a death certificate. Modern day referee David Ellery says by today's standards he'd have given out 20 yellow cards and 6 reds."
In here, Chelsea coming from behind the wing. Chelsea have won it. Chelsea have won it.
2-1 Chelsea, their first FA Cup win. It's still the 6th most watched TV broadcast in UK history, and it epitomises one of English football's fiercest rivalries.
You just, considering how sanitised football is now, you'd pay good
proper
money to see a
games.
game like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And that Leeds had a great team.
Yeah.
And Eddie was part of that. And
Yeah.
Great winger he was, Eddie.
Absolutely.
All his life he'd played for Leeds.
Mhm.
Also Scotland as well.
A man who played in that final in 1970 was part of the 1972 Cup winning side. Leeds legend Eddie Gray is with us on talkSPORT this morning. Hi, Eddie.
How you doing, Eddie?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, great. Very good to speak to you. You hear that package back, those moments. I mean, the history in this game. There's so much riding on it tomorrow.
Oh, there is. I
On
mean,
Sunday.
it's a great game for Leeds United. It's a great fixture. Over the years, it's always been a tough match. I remember that cup final well. It was pretty rough. I mean, it's a great game to play in, though, and to be part of. So, but I'm looking forward to the game at the weekend.
Yeah, Eddie, the supporters have been fantastic this year, haven't they? I mean, they've really got behind the team. I played at Ellen Road many a times, and the supporters are always really behind the team, and they come down to Wembley in many numbers, and it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere at Ellen Road is just incredible. I mean, the ground probably is not big enough for the number of supporters who want to go to the games. I think that's why they're enlarging the ground. But there'll be thousands down in London looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great game. And, the fixture itself, a lot of memories in that fixture, so it should be a great game.
Yeah, and you look at the Chelsea situation, Eddie, it's not ideal at the moment. I mean, there was really poor against Brighton during the week. And, obviously the manager's lost his job. So the caretaker manager's going to come in. So, look, I don't know if it's a good time or bad time to play Chelsea, but it's a situation where Leeds have just got to worry about themselves. And they had that hard-fought win against West Ham, which was an unbelievable game to watch if you're neutral. But, Leeds are in a good place at the moment. They're playing well. They never give up. And they've got some decent players, haven't they, Eddie?
Yeah, I think the club are playing. The club itself is on a high just now, and getting to the semi-final makes it even better. I mean, I go to every game, home and away. They're playing well. There's a good confidence running through the club and the side. Supporters get right behind them, as you know. I mean, Ellen Road's a tough place to come to at any time, especially nowadays. But it's still different going down to Wembley. It's a big game, few nerves, big carrot at the end of the game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there, and hopefully we can do it.
What do you make of your manager, Daniel Farker? I mean, he's been magnificent this season, but do you think he's almost underrated in a way?
I do. I mean, I think the manager's done tremendous for our football club. I mean, the way the team are playing, the position he's put us in, the players he's introduced into the side, they've all done very well. And I think Daniel's done a great job, and long may it continue.
Eddie, I've got to ask you because, going back to your era, I mean, even like my early 90s, the tackling was there. And, do you think you missed that a little bit now in football? I know we've got VAR and all that sort of stuff, but I think the supporters miss it a little bit as well, don't they? That, you like that tackle, one tackle, which was a great tackle, gets everyone going.
Yeah, I think the game's changed like that a little bit. Obviously, the television scrutiny now, it's difficult for players. Every little thing that happens now, they always go show replays. And in those days, you could get away with, a little bit more, let's say.
I mean, like you say, it was one of the dirtiest games that we've seen. But did you enjoy playing in it, Eddie?
I did for my Chopper Harris getting me a few kicks. No, it was a great game to play in. I mean, in those days, the North-South rivalry was big, and playing against Chelsea are a top side and we were a top side. a big game. Unfortunately, we come out the wrong end of that one.
To be fair, though, Eddie, I mean, this season, everybody was looking at that relegation battle, and it was like West Ham and Spurs could be in it now, but Leeds have done brilliant, haven't they? Just to get enough points now. It looks like they could be safe, but people will always say, look, we need a few more, but it looks like... And if they can get to the final of the FA Cup and stay up in the Premier League, what a season.
A great season. I mean, I think, the supporters get right behind the team and it spurs them on. I mean, Ellen Road is always a tough place to go to, as you know.
Yeah.
And the supporters have been right behind the side and things are going quite well at the moment. You don't count your chickens too much, but the team are going well. And, for the supporters to be going to Wembley for, the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
Great for them because you get right behind the side and it's a little benefit for them.
Just while we've got you as well, Eddie, have you by chance spoken to Archie Gray or the family regarding Spurs and their situation?
Well, we have a few words, I mean, big club Spurs, they're in a tough position just now. We'll just have to wait and see what happens,
But he certainly steps up, though, Eddie, isn't he, Archie? He's done so well. He's done really well as a youngster. You're looking at the senior pros to try and come on help the youngsters, but I think he's really stepped up himself to really put his effort in, and you can see his desire to really do well for Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good lad. He works hard at his game, physically, trains hard, enjoys his football, and hopefully he can help them stay up. I mean, I said to my wife the other week, if it was Leeds United or Tottenham, we could do it. That's a flex for them,
Yeah.
So,
has Archie got a brother as well who's meant to be unbelievable? Did I hear that recently? Has he got a younger brother who's meant to be excellent as well?
His younger brother's at our club. He's at Leeds, and he's still young, but hopefully progress and get the opportunities that Archie's had.
Lovely stuff. A talented family. Listen, Eddie, what a treat to have you on this morning. Give us a prediction before you go. How do you see this one going on Sunday?
Oh, I don't predict, but I hope Leeds United win the game.
Lovely stuff. Eddie Gray.
Cheers, Eddie.
Legend. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Don't forget, the commentary is right here on talkSPORT. Leeds versus Chelsea this Sunday from Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. Coming up next, we'll ask Ray if he would want to see Marcus Rashford in an Arsenal shirt next season. Good morning.
Arsenal have been reeled back in.
They are the title in the hands for months and months, and 3 weeks ago they had 10 points. It's not losing against City, as we said. It's not losing against City that annoy me the most, because there is no shame of losing against City. But it's the game before that, Bournemouth. When you lose the 3 points at home, the way they played, I watched the game. I was so. I'm not going to say the word on the radio because, but you understand what I mean.
It was flat, wasn't it? It was flat.
Yes. No desire. I think they had no idea what's going on the pitch, and I think they didn't understand exactly what it takes, to win the Premier League, especially when you have to fight against City. This team is amazing. They're acting like as a champion every single season. So,
did you say that you don't think some of these players know what it takes to win the Premier League? What's involved in winning it? How you win it?
Have you seen the game against Bournemouth?
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
Honestly,
there was no urgency. It was strange. I mean,
no energy, no creativity, no desire. I mean, guys, you're fighting for the title. You know that if you win that game, it doesn't matter if you lose against
City
City,
one. No.
and the game is the end as well.
Control,
You still have 3 points. Come on, guys.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning to you. You listen to talkSPORT Breakfast. It's Shebahn Aherne Ray Parlour with you this morning. Weekend Sports Breakfast coming up tomorrow with myself and Tony Cascarino, the Ireland legend, from 6 o'clock. Huge day ahead with Spurs, West Ham and Arsenal all desperate for 3 points. We'll speak to Southampton fan and ITV racing presenter Ed Chamberlain ahead of the Saints' massive FA Cup semi-final with Manchester City, and we'll preview the huge winner-takes-all final day clash between Rochdale and York City with the York fan, commentator and Ali's mate John Champion.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
That should be a cracking game, that.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
John Champion v John Hill.
I won't phone a sickie. That's the Weekend Sports Breakfast tomorrow with myself and Tony Cascarino from 6 o'clock. Right, it's time now for this.
Oh, and Wimbledon have moved out. And there's no flag from the linesman. Ray Parlour, his first goal for Arsenal.
One touch, get out his feet, Bob. What, nectarine?
Never heard of it.
It's a small, like a little orange.
Is it?
Nectarine.
I don't eat oranges.
Mark Overmars had this little fart machine.
What?
With a button. He goes,
Pardon? Who is Gunnosaurus? Who is he to you?
What?
Is he related to you?
No. My brother is married to his daughter, but they're not together now. They've more or less split up.
Do they have an Invincible on Drive? I don't think so.
That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's time now for Yay or Nay Ray.
Yay or nay? Is this the favourite bit of your day?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah.
I'll be doing it down the pub later as well. Yay or nay?
Yay or nay?
Have another one? Yay or nay?
Yeah, the rules are simple. Ray, if you agree, you must start your answer with yay. If you disagree, you start with nay. Delighted to say it's that time of day.
Hey.
If Ray says yay or nay, this is
Hey.
actually quite hard to say. Yay, nay, or Ray says nay as we play yay or nay with Ray. Today, hooray. Oh, brilliant. Let's start with one of the managers who's going to be hot property this summer, Andoni Areola. He's reportedly turned down an offer from Palace, but apparently Chelsea have shown some strong interest in him too. Ray, if you were Areola, would you take the Chelsea job, yay or nay?
The problem with that, and I know you want to be say yay or nay, you have to understand and see the board and see what power you've got as a manager. You got to. If I was the Areola, I'll be saying, "Let me be a manager."
Yeah.
I don't want no noise from you guys. Let me do my job. And if he gets that and he gets the promise from the board in that respect, I say yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got to know that he can do his job, and don't get the interference of the people
Do
upstairs.
you think they'll give him that?
Well, that's the big question, and a lot of managers will ask the same question.
Yay or nay?
Yay, if that happens. Nay, if it doesn't happen.
You're a good sport, Ray. You're a good
Hey.
sport. Forest take on Sunderland live on talkSPORT tonight. Morgan Gibbs White, easy for me to say, has been the star of Forest in recent weeks, coming up with 12 goals in the league this season. Ray, should he be on the plane to the World Cup over Palmer or Foden? Yay or nay?
Well, Foden won't be in it, will he?
It doesn't look.
No, Foden won't. I can't see Foden. Oh, Foden or
Cole Palmer, who's also not been on a flying this season.
I would say yay, because I like people going into tournaments when they're in form, and Gibbs White is banging form at the moment, and he's going to be really confident in his own ability, and he's had his opportunity with England already. So I think people deserve it by performances more than names, if you know what I mean. People can always pick names, and they're not playing well because they're big name or bigger name than someone else. But I'd rather go with, because I was always one of those players, and hopefully I will get into the England because I'm playing well. Not necessarily as bigger names than myself, but because I'm playing well, I should be involved in England squad. So I'll say yay.
Would you take Danny Welbeck then? Based on this season?
I would.
So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I think Danny would be brilliant for the surroundings as well with the players.
Travels well.
I'm just going by what Arsenal guy said when he was at Arsenal. He said he was a great guy.
Yeah.
He was brilliant for the players around him. He was always positive. He always had a smile on his face and all that sort of stuff, and that helps in tournament football.
Yeah, you need that in camp
so I would
environment.
definitely.
Yeah, you then. Also, Angelina Kelly has said the talkSPORT Fiery Fridays daily podcast this morning that she thinks Arsenal should sign Marcus Rashford this summer. Do you think Arsenal should sign Rashford?
Do you know what? If it's 26 million at this day and age, where most players are 60 million plus, and he's 28 years old, he's a decent age, but it's a situation. Will he upset the dressing room? I don't think he will. I don't know. I don't think he will. I don't know his character, but I think it's a pretty good deal if you get someone like Marcus Rashford for that sort of money, because I can still think he can bring something to the table. Look, Arsenal will be getting rid of quite a few players, I should imagine, during the summer. There's a couple on that left hand. Trossard, done what happens with him. Odegaard, there's been talk about him leaving. I don't know who's going to be leaving, but I think for that sort of money, it's not a bad deal.
So that's a yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely stuff. Ray Parlour, have yourself a great weekend.
Well, Shebahn, all I can say is good luck.
Thank you.
Have a nice early night.
I'll be looking for you.
Tomorrow night.
I'll be looking for you. And Ray's going to do the marathon next year.
I'll eat a marathon.
Ray Parlour, have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks,
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Weekend Breakfast back tomorrow with myself and Tony Cascarino. Coming up next on talkSPORT, Little Sam, Big Alex and Lime Bike. Gabby Agbonlahor next.
You found the mask?
Yeah, I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's enough hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?